Danfol offers unparalleled, curated and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshi traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfol, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfol, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfol, Africa. To learn more, visit danfol.africa.
History isn't just what happened, it's who we are. And now you can explore Africa's incredible past like never before. Introducing the new and engaging course catalog from aelearning.net, a world-class provider of interactive e-learning focused on Africa's rich and diverse history. From the rise of ancient Nubia and the power of the Mali Empire, to the architectural wonders of Egypt and the development of astrological knowledge by the Dogon people, each self-paced course brings history to life through stunning visuals, immersive video lessons, and interactive assessments. Designed for students, educators, and lifelong learners around the world, AE Learning's courses make discovering Africa's story easier, deeper, and more engaging than ever. With AE Learning, education meets flexibility. Whether you're a student, teacher, or lifelong learner, our platform gives you access to credible knowledge, rich multimedia lessons, and tools that make learning African history engaging and unforgettable. Join thousands of learners already rediscovering Africa's past and shaping its future. Visit www.aelearning.net today. Start your journey through Africa's past today, because the story of Africa is the story of us all. AE Learning, inspiration through high-quality education.
Peace, fam. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Happy Easter Day. Happy Easter Day. If that's what you're celebrating, I hope all is well. Hold on, let me make sure audio is good. Okay, we're good to go. Make sure you hit that like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share. Let me scoot this way. Make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. Ayana, are you back? What was you mad about? Okay, y'all. Ayana's back, y'all. Ayana is back. Guys, hit the like button again. Please hit that like button. Also, make sure you share and make sure you subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see what we got going on. We're good. We leave for Senegal here in a little bit over a month. A little bit over a month. We are leaving for Senegal. And if you are, guys, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Hit the like button again. Please hit that like button. A couple of announcements. We're rolling to Senegal. Senegal is May 9th through the 18th. If you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfol.Africa. Again, please visit. Whoa, Ayana. I don't know you, Ayana. I don't know you. Like, I don't know you, Ayana. Like, hold on. Hold on, Ayana. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know you. You just come on here and watch the show. Thank you for being a guest. Well, a guest. Well, thank you for being a supporter and watching the show. But I don't know you like that, Ayana. I just want to put that out there, y'all. I don't know you like that. But please visit Danfol.Africa. Again, please visit Danfol.Africa to learn more. So we're going to Senegal in May, Nigeria in August, Zanzibar in September. And then we are also rolling to Ivory Coast, Ghana, and Sierra Leone in November. And real quick, guys, I sent out a letter, an email today. I'm trying to look for the actual email I sent out in regards to traveling to Africa, okay, with the war going on, or this skirmish war. I don't know if you want to call what do you want to call it, special operation. Okay. Africa, what's going on in Iran, right, is not related to travel to Africa outside of maybe the increase in some cases, increase in flight tickets, price of flying. Again, what's going on in Iran is not related to anything going on in Africa outside maybe the increase in cost for flights. That's it. That's all. All right. We are in one big world. Okay. And how people are saying that, hey, I don't want to travel to Africa because of what's going on in Iran. I mean, y'all, we got to stop this. All right, we got to stop this. All right, we got to stop this. It's not related. The only impact is maybe the increase in the price of flights going up. That's it. But this is what I sent out today. I just had it up. Here we go. Just to share some clarity from our side, what's currently happening with the Iran conflict does not have a direct impact on travel across Africa. The situation is largely contained within the Middle East. Again, the situation that's between the Middle East, that's largely contained within the Middle East. And the experiences, routes, and on-the-ground movement throughout Africa remain unchanged. From a Danfol perspective, travel across the continent continues to be as immersive, accessible, and culturally rich as ever. The only indirect shift we're seeing is tied to rising global fuel costs, which may influence flight pricing or routing slightly. Outside of that, there's no meaningful disruption to the experience itself. Africa remains open, dynamic, and ready to be experienced. As lived. So yeah, that's what's going on. So I sent that out. But guys, visit Danfol.Africa. Again, please visit Danfol.Africa to learn more. And this is the site right here. And guys, my birthday's coming up. Again, my birthday is coming up. I want plants. If you guys decide you want to give me something, I want plants. I like plants. I like snake plants and I like ZZ plants. That's what I need. I need plant. I would like plants. That's my request. Plants. I'll be 44. But I'm my birthday requests are plants. ZZ plants, snake plants, plants that are durable. So when I travel, they can be on their own and survive. So yeah. So that's the birthday wish. Okay. Plants. All right, we'll love some plants. What's your take on O'Shea Du Jackson leaving Uganda? Hey, he wanted to relocate to Kenya. Me personally, I would have chose Kenya over Uganda in the first place. Hell, I would have chose Tanzania over Uganda, but yeah, he's in Kenya now. Kenya is nice. If I had to choose an East African country, it'll be a tough one. I would choose Kenya because I'm not really a big fan of. I mean, I like Tanzania, but I'm more of a fan of Zanzibar. I love Zanzibar, but I'm not really a big fan of um, Dar es Salaam. Arusha is cool if you are gonna climb Kilimanjaro or go to Moshi, climb Kilimanjaro, or go on a safari in Serengeti. But outside of that is Zanzibar. So I would choose Nairobi. If I were to do East Africa, it would definitely be Kenya. So I would have done that in the first place. Just me personally. But O'Shea wanted to go to Uganda, which is cool. So he got his experience, and now he's relocating or relocated to Kenya. So, so this is the site right here. Larry, it's funny you brought that up, Larry. So Larry brought up the Zanzibar Revolution. Larry, they refuse to talk about it when you go to Zanzibar. They will not talk about it at all. Larry, they will not talk about the Zanzibar Revolution at all when you go to Zanzibar. If you bring it up, it's they quickly change the subject. It is not mentioned, nowhere to be found. They have completely scrubbed the Zanzibar Revolution from history in Tanzania in general, especially Zanzibar. And when you bring it up, I mean, they change the subject. They change the topic quick. Larry, I have brought it up several times. You get completely ignored, change the topic. But they'll talk about Tipu Tip and slavery. But when it comes to that Zanzibarian revolution, they won't talk about it at all. It is not mentioned. You won't find anything on it in Zanzibar at all. Guys, give me 1 second. Come back. Yeah, you won't find anything on it. Someone brought up Mali. Okay, maybe I was wrong in regards to the prisoner release or swap, I guess, in exchange for fuel. If I was wrong, I'll be the first one to say I was wrong. Let's see. Mali army denies releasing jihadists to end fuel convoy. All right, I'll redact it. But that's going to somewhat tie into today's topic. Just the Sahel in general and this idea, guys, I'm sorry. I know a lot of y'all love Russia and communism and how Russia has always been an ally. Russia is a lazy ally. All right. Russia has been a completely lazy ally. All right. And they are doing a terrible job in the Sahel in regards to partnering with these countries to remove these jihadists. Terrible job. And at least Ghana is being honest and saying, like, hey, we don't have the resources to take on these jihadis. So we need help. At least they're being honest. Because these jihadis are at the border. Jihadis, whatever you want to call them. They're at the border. Right there in Burkina Faso. You guys saw what happened with the tomato farmers. In Mali, and this is the reality, because I know when we get to talk to discussing the AES, I know when we get to discussing the AES, a lot of people get sensitive and their feelings get hurt. But there is a jihadist issue in the AES that needs to be is being addressed, but it's a problem. Who's arming them? Well, you need to thank Obama. You need to thank Obama. After Obama took out Gaddafi, that whole area was destabilized. And then there were the French who were there. In fact, the first time I went to Mali was in 2013, I believe. Yeah, 2013 was the first time I went to Mali. And there were French commandos on the ground. Like you would see them. I was headed to Bandiagra. I was headed to Mopti in Salvare. And French boots were on the ground. And I understand them kicking the French out, but these Russians ain't doing shit. Excuse my language. Excuse my language, y'all. These Russians ain't doing shit. That's not the case for Mali, Babaliko. It's not. And it's definitely not the case for Niger. So it's a problem. Ghana realized that. Ghana said, you know what? We need help. They brought in the EU, which I disagree with, but it is what it is. Like, I disagree with it, but I understand. Because the African Union ain't going to do nothing. ECOWAS ain't going to do nothing. But Russia ain't doing a job. In fact, I want to pull up this article about Russia. Then we'll get into Russia's involvement in protecting, in quotation marks, the or the deals they have with these EU countries. I'm sorry, these AES countries. Russia, Africa's corpse PMC hands-off approach in Mali proves costly. Absolutely. I talked to my contact in Mali. So I have contacts in Mopti and Salvador and Bandiagra, and they were like this is the reality of what's going on up there in the northern part of Mali. Mercenary groups, more conservative strategy puts more counterterrorism burden on Malian armed forces. The shift from Wagner Group mercenaries to Africa Corps. So if you guys know, Wagner Group are like the they're not technically Russian military, but they're Russian military mercenaries. So Wagner Group was fighting in the Ukraine, and then they were, of course, running operations in Africa. But the guys, remember the president, or I don't know, the owner or president of Wagner Group, the leader, the head chief, he got pissed off at Putin. He got pissed off at Putin and decided that he was going to put boots on the ground and invade and march to Moscow. If you guys don't remember that, this was like during the beginning of the Ukrainian war. So I guess they weren't getting the support they wanted from the Russian government. So you say, you know what? We about to invade Moscow. Look this up. This really happened. So phone calls were made, and he turned the tanks around, and they stopped the invasion or mutiny. I guess that would be coup, attempted coup. There we go. In Moscow. So it's back to business as usual. We thinking everything's all good. All of a sudden, he dies in a mysterious plane crash. And ever since then, the Wagner Group has been pretty much defunct, or everything's went downhill. So they're no longer called the Wagner Group. They're called Africa Corps Fighters. 9 months after Russia replaced or rebranded its mercenaries in Mali as Africa Corps, the mercenaries' involvement in counterterrorism there has dropped off dramatically, leaving Malian soldiers to carry more of the burden. According to the Armed Conflict Location and Event Data Project, ACLED, battles involving Russian fighters in Mali dropped from 537 to 402 between 2024 and 2025, and a reduction of more than 33%. ACLED reported just 24 incidents per month since the beginning of 2026. Russia's shrinking battlefield footprint coincided with the deployment of Africa Corps and its more hands-off approach compared to Wagner's frequent use of brutal tactics against extremist groups and their suspected supporters. Between January 2024 and Wagner's exit in June 2025, Wagner and Malian soldiers caused more than 1,440. Guys, I don't know the truth behind this. So we'll say allegedly 1,440 civilian casualties. That was 4 times the number of deaths and injuries tied to the terrorist group Jama'at Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslim during the same period. And this same terrorist factions in Burkina Faso. But again, I don't know the truth to that. I just know that these Russian mercenaries in the AES ain't doing nothing, just collecting a check, except for in Niger now. But it took for these terrorists to actually get to the airport, bum rush the airport, before the Russian mercenaries deleted them. And that was in Niger of about a month or so ago. As a private military contractor, Wagner largely had free reign to carry out missions as it saw fit. In Mali, as in other African countries, Wagner was invited into Mali to train local security forces, but his mercenaries often took part in ground operations such as the attack on Moor that left more than 300 civilians dead. Despite the change in strategy, Africa Corps fighters continued to conduct summary executions and other brutality just on a smaller scale, according to witness reports. The Malian junta that overthrew the country's elected leader and expelled France's long-running Operation Barkhane in the United States and the United Nations peacekeepers justified their actions by blaming the civilian government and the inability to stop violence by JNIM and Islamic State, Sahel province terror groups, and Tuareg separatists. Well, they're not really stopping it now. Well, the violence might not be as much, but the jihadists in the insurgency, they control so much. And I know for a fact up north, so you have the Dogon, you have the Bozo people. And so the Dogon, they pretty much gotta, from my understanding, they have to negotiate with these terrorists. Which is just unfortunate. The FI have actually expanded their operational territory since the Russian arrival. Nigeria-based analyst Isaac Idemito recently wrote in an essay published on his LinkedIn page. After the death of Wagner leader Yevgeny Prigozhin in 2023, Russia's Ministry of Defense took control of the group and rebranded it as Africa Corps. The government has also changed Africa Corps' approach, keeping its fighters close to their bases where they operated drones and trained Malian soldiers. Decision-making became centered in Moscow rather than on the ground in Mali. Because of the political consequences, Africa Corps weighs risk-taking more heavily than its predecessor, Lou Osborne, an investigator with the website All Eyes on Wagner, told the Africa Report, the Russians go into combat less often, which is viewed poorly by the Malian side. Their more institutional mode of operation is starting to resemble what Mali rejected with the French Operation Barkhane. Idemito notes that Mali's decision to side with Russia and to break away from regional security missions such as the G5 Sahel Joint Force damaged the West African country's ability to collaborate on counterterrorism. Meanwhile, JNIM and other groups have gained ground, taking control of large parts of Mali and its Sahelian neighbors, while taking its first steps into coastal countries such as Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, and Togo. The security vacuum created by the collapse of regional cooperation mechanisms is pushing instability southward toward the West African coast, toward the countries with the largest populations, the most developed economies, and the most to lose, Idemito wrote. But hey, this is all Obama's doing from his taking out Gaddafi. So I understand why. I don't agree with it, but I understand why Ghana had to do what it had to do. I get it. I hate it, but I get it. Guys, links in the chat room. Again, link is in the chat room. Link is in the chat room. If you'd like to call in, if you disagree, please click on the link. And to get you guys a refresher on the EU agreement with between Ghana and EU, here you go. God's gift, go ahead. God's gift, I can't hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hear you now, go ahead.
Dinus,
Go ahead.
thank you. Yeah, thank you for letting me onto your platform. It's a great thing that you're obviously doing. And I mean, I believe these conversations are really, really good because, you know, people should actually like and, you know, like and share and send this out to as much people as possible. So, you know, a lot of our people can, you know, get the dynamics and get a different intake on this as well, on this discussions as well. So, I mean, my input on this, I disagree with Ghana. I disagree with Ghana in terms of this because I just see it, the way I see it, for them to go and do a security pact with the European Union, which we've got a long history with. We know that Europeans have never been credible to us.
Facts.
Yeah, they've never been credible to us. And I mean, my main concern is this security pact and technology sharing comes with conditions.
Of course they do.
You know, yeah, no one's going to give you their, you know, secrets without you giving out something. And I mean, my concern is that we, as a Ghana as a nation, they don't really have much leverage. They don't have much of a leverage in terms of bargaining, you see. So, I mean, my concern is that we stand at a weak point in terms of this security pact. I would rather, us as a nation coming together, in West Africa, coming together with other countries. I saw in a article about there being a united army. So I did obviously come across some article in regards to that, and I thought that was very good. I thought that was that's a step in the right direction, step forward, and I mean, I think that's something which we should.
Guys, give me a second. Ayana, we're not gonna do this, Ayana. We're not gonna do this, Ayana. We're gonna keep it strictly on the topic, Ayana, respectfully. All right, go ahead, God's gift.
Yeah, so I think in terms of a solution, I think us forming our own military, that's the best solution. At least, if
God's gift, I agree with you, but I don't know I don't understand. Are we just incompetent? Like we can't do it. We're not doing it. Like it sounds great, the Africa Unite and our own military and the African Union and the
it can be done.
but we're not. But God, we're not doing it.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it, but it can be done. There is certain obstacles.
I know it could be done. Of course it could be done, but we're not doing it. So Ghana can't wait because these jihadists are a problem. They're in Nigeria, they're in Togo, they're in Benin, they're in Burkina Faso, they're in Mali. It's a problem.
You have to look at the Sahel case. The Sahel case with France, where they were obviously supplying these terrorists with arms, and obviously just putting on a front as if they were actually fighting these terrorists. Exactly. And it's the same with the European Union. It's the same thing with the European Union. Now, as you know, in terms of geopolitics, the West is losing ground. And they want to find a way of obviously gaining some type of leverage, do you understand, in the world. So I just find it obviously shocking that obviously a nation like Ghana would actually, sign a pact with the European Union, who have a terrible track record. And my concern as well, obviously, is that in terms of this security pact, there could be loopholes where, the European Union, they could be training young men as, young men to for future coups and coup d'etats and so on and so forth. So that's one loophole as well. Because when these, there's always an agenda with Europeans. There's always some type of an agenda. So that is one aspect where they could train young men to do coup d'etats and all this that we've been having in the region of West Africa. So I mean, where I stand with this, I think it's absolutely terrible. There's other partners. There's other nations who we could partner with. I mean, the main thing.
What other nation that has the technology?
I mean, at the moment, I wouldn't suggest Russia because they've got their hands full. They're still dealing with the Ukraine war. They're not in a position to be really, fighting terrorists and so on and so forth. I don't think they stand at a strong point at the moment. If the Ukraine war wasn't going on, then I would suggest Russia. But they've had their hands full. You know, they've been dealing with quite a lot, and I think they're stretched out. That's why you're seeing that type of weakness in the Sahel. But I think as time goes on, and Russia obviously regained their footstep and overcome the Ukraine war, I think you see much more advancements in terms of them giving support to the Sahel region. So I mean, yeah, it's just in terms of a good partner, I would say China. You know, China could be.
Man,
No. In terms of technology transfer, in terms of you have to look at the Middle East. Who's supporting?
And that's my point. I'm looking at the Middle East.
Hold on. In terms of
hold on. This is the host talking. That's my point. Look at Venezuela. Look at the Middle East. I mean, they're sending these people they're freaking hand-me-downs.
Well,
they're getting their hand-me-downs.
To be honest with you, it's not like, you know, they could obviously China can really risk, you know, at this stage of getting involved in the Middle East conflict at this stage. But it's if you look at their geopolitics, it's actually directed at them, because they're trying to choke them in terms of their oil supply. You know, so obviously they started first with Venezuela, then obviously Trump tried to move over to Iran, and he's trying to work Iran at the moment. You know, so it's all really directed at Russia and China. You know, and obviously they know as well. So this is crucial to them, and I think at some point, if it does escalate, and they see that Iran is obviously losing, I think they will, step in and get more involved. But at the moment,
they're not losing.
Hey, hold on, 20 seconds. I got to pass the mic.
Yeah, at the moment, what the intel is, they're obviously giving them support via, satellite support, obviously weapons as well. Obviously, they're not going to detail this, in the media, but I think behind closed.
I got to pass the mic. Babaliko, go ahead, Babaliko.
Yes. I agree with what the brother said with Ghana and all that. I agree with that. I would go with a more violent approach. Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali. I would go with North Korea. I will have North Korea there. The one where the West fear the most. North Korea. Okay? Abraham Traore already doing a deal with the land with North Korea, and I think that's a brilliant idea. You have to deal with people who the West fear, not these jokers. Russia, look what happened in Venezuela. That should have never happened underneath Russia, never. So they have to go with a more serious approach. So somebody like North Korea. I think Abraham Traore was talking with Iran minister before the war started. I think that was a good one too, but Iran have their hand full right now. But that's what I think is the best choice, to go with North Korea right now. They have a lot of missiles, a lot of stuff. They need to work with that. Abraham Traore was talking and he said, Russia don't help in Burkina Faso. It's all their military. All they come and do is show them how to work the equipments, and then they leave. It's all Burkina base. So Africa don't need nobody. They need themselves. All these people who come in and saying they're going to help in Ghana and all this nonsense, because where there was before the AES, where were there? Where was all these people who's coming now? Before the AES, all of a sudden the AES form. All of a sudden everybody is coming all the way around the AES, and it's something is not right about it. It's just not right about it. So I would go with North Korea, and I would use them there, someone more serious like them, for if anything goes wrong. And next thing, you can't ask the people who create the war to come and help you, who create all this terrorism in Africa, to come and help fix it. It's nonsense. The people who create the problem can't come and fix no problem, because why?
Exactly.
They profit a lot from it. A lot. They make a lot of money. France, I was just looking at Google. France make $500 million a year from the Sahel. So no. These people is not going to fix nothing. Okay? They're not going to fix it. They want the terrorists there in the Sahel so they can stay there and rip the resources. Okay? That's all they want. So what Ghana is doing is very, very dangerous. Having all these people around Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Benin, we know what's going on. Traore was talking about it. We know. And it's not going to take likely, because what I feel is going to happen is, if anything go down, I think the people is going to rise up against their owners. Ivory Coast, Benin. I think the people is going to rise up and going to have none of it, just like what's going on right now. But you can't trust the West. I would put North Korea, and I would have some more strict people there who the West don't even go near. That's what I would have done. I don't trust them at all.
Let me pass the mic. Go ahead, Kala. Unmute yourself, Kala.
Yeah, like I said, funny thing is, I heard today somebody on TikTok said, "Man, you gotta understand, Africans are so smart, right?" I was saying to myself, I ain't gotta say nothing. Like they say, Africans are smart, man. They're smarter than everybody else. But listen to these two guys, man. Against Ghana made a decision for the EU. We do got a serious jihadi problem in that region, And the bottom line is, these people are coming all the way through from Saudi Arabia to Iraq, all these places, Sudan. You see all the the thousands of people that are killed in South Sudan. You see that dying. They're killing black people. One guy was out there from Dubai on the behest of Dubai. That's why I'm glad Dubai.
Kala, one second. JC Inc. I did reach out to Frank Zainu, and his assistant reached back out and said he's just booked. That's the excuse I got. But trust me,
that dude.
All right, go ahead, Kala. Go ahead,
Anyway,
Kala.
so
and then thank you for
my whole
and
thing is
JC,
this.
thank you for the 499 holla as well. Thank you.
My whole thing
All right, go
is
ahead, Kala.
this. If you look at what's going on in South Sudan, right? That's clearly by the United Arab Emirates, right? The gold and stuff like that. They're actually killing black South Sudanese, in the Darfur region, right? I haven't heard anybody talk about that. This jihadi thing, these people right here, the Janjaweed, the Al-Shabaab, the Boko Haram, this is real. This is real. And so the bottom line is this, Ghana recently had some of its citizens killed that crossed into Burkina Faso, killed by terrorists. And so the bottom line is that border is very weak between the two countries. So Ghana's saying to myself, they have to protect their state. So they made the decision. And like I said, if we ever want to respect Africans, and I guess you two guys are Africans on the show, or you Negropeans, whatever you are, you can't keep coming in front of Black Americans and talking to Africans like they're stupid, because we want to be able to respect the decisions of African heads of state, that they know what they're doing and stuff like that. Just like I respect Ghana when they went before the UN. I respect that. Now, if they feel it's need to have the EU protection against jihadis, they're not talking about the war against Traore and all these other people. They're talking about the jihadis. So Traore is fighting them, and now Ghana is going to open up a front to fight them and contain these people. Isn't that what everybody wants, to bring stability to the area? And this idea about bringing North Korea can barely feed itself. It's a starving country. They got missiles, but they ain't got no food. So what exactly are they going to bring to the Sahel?
He give them land.
I don't get it.
Traore give them land to create food.
Them land for what?
See? He give them land to come so they can farm.
Why is it Africans? You got 12 million square miles of the African continent. What's wrong with the African men learning how to grow their own food and be productive? Why do you need North Korea?
You need North Korea because North Korea did it underneath sanctions. They still
Hold on. Let me ask you something. Whatever North Korea built, why can't Africans build the same thing?
Well, that's what it's trade. You just talk about the Europeans coming and helping, so the North Koreans can come.
Hold on. You know how North Korea got this? It was through China. China and other different countries that North Korea sent their engineers, scientists to to train them and bring them back to North Korea. That's called skill transfer. That's all I mean. I do believe Ghana could be getting a skills transfer from the European Union. Who knows what their plan is? But I have to understand, if I have any respect for Ghanaians, which I do, right? And I'm looking at Ghana's economy, it's like $90 billion GDP. They didn't get that way being stupid, So I give them some sort of respect. They're not some basket case. So if they got $90 billion GDP, they're now mining their own and selling from their own gold bonds. The CD is doing very well on the international market, currency exchange. If they believe that this is the right way to do, all I do is sit back and say, hey, let's just wait and see.
Look, Carla,
we got way too many people in the black world that's always doing things like this. You could have somebody that's really trying to do the right thing, but black people, but it's not just black Americans, Africans too. We always find a way how to discredit somebody, like they do for Paul Kagame. Paul Kagame is doing very well what he's doing. We don't agree with everything he does, but you look at Rwanda and you look at the surrounding countries and you say to yourself, okay, nation building is an ugly thing. There's always going to be people getting their hands dirty. There's always going to be people getting stepped on and everything.
It's about credibility.
Because, hold on, if you can come to America, right, and you sit here and live in America, that's what hypocrisy is. You sit here and live in America, right? This country has so much blood on its hands, but that doesn't stop anybody from coming here, making a living, pledge allegiance to this flag, doing all stuff like this. But when it comes down to an African country, a black country, you won't give them the same grace and benefit of the doubt. I don't understand that.
No, it's about credibility. It's about credibility and a track record.
Hold on. So, are you in the UK?
Yes, I am in the UK.
You got a British accent. What the hell are you doing in the UK? You obviously a British citizen in that country or not. The British has more blood on his hands than any other people in the world. But yet you don't friggin' talk about their credibility, right? You live in that country, right?
Of course I question their credibility. That is something I question.
Why are you living in that country then?
Why am I living in that country?
Because they have the resources. What do you mean?
It's due to economic instability.
That's what I say. That's why I say, look.
It's due to economic instability. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, Kala. Hold on. Let me tell you this. Yeah.
Their country work. You're in the UK.
Yeah, it's brain drain. We call it brain drain. Yeah. So basically, it's just pre-colonial brain drain. Yeah. Yeah, but and that's what's going on here. That's what's going on there. It's not nice. Destruction. It's not nice.
Let me tell you something, brother. Europe and Africa right now are tethered together. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, right? And it's wrong. It's wrong. We have to go by track record.
Hold up. Ghana is part
They've
of
never helped us. Have you ever known? When has Europe ever done anything positive?
They're not going to.
Africa.
Hold on. Did you understand?
Never. I've never seen. So we have to go by the track record.
You have not had that revolution. You have not had that revolution. You're still tethered to them. You can't play in their sports, their Chelsea leagues. You can't be marrying their women, doing all stuff like that, going there, and then
that's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm about, man.
Have black Americans been promised 40 acres and a mule and all type of stuff, and they haven't got it.
Man, look,
but they still.
We took our 40. Look, we did.
Don't put us in it. Hold on.
Don't put us in it. I'm gonna break one thing down to you. I'm gonna drop off. I'm gonna break one down to you, right? Black America over the years, right? Since the end of slavery to now, we built all the major cities you see in America, the railways, everything, right? Black America has $11 trillion in retirement and savings and assets. We got up 40 acres and mule back. We earned it.
No. Yo, the guy who in charge here, he needs to talk up.
He's having a mental.
The guy who in charge needs to talk up. This is ridiculous. No, man. No.
You guys don't like hearing the truth.
No.
Reparations, whatever. We got our money back. Black America, hold up. There'll be no Chicago.
No, you ain't got your money back. Kala, come on, man.
You got your money back. No.
You don't have your money back, Kala.
Everything is run by black people.
No.
Post office services, everything, the trucking industry, everything like
Please,
that. We got our fucking
please.
40 acres back, bro.
You ain't. You ain't.
No, that's a lie.
Hey,
That's a lie. No, that's a
hey,
lie. That's a lie. Okay, they
It's the
haven't got
truth.
it
It
back.
is the
They
truth because
haven't
I
got
live it.
Hey,
Yeah,
hold on. I gotta pass the mic, but let me read these super chats real quick. Denzel early, thank you for $55. Thank you for the $5 holla. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Ghana is playing chess. All right, go ahead, CD. Let me pass the mic to CD. Go ahead, CD.
hey, Donald.
Peace.
So yeah, Ghana, defense, security agreement with France. I don't have any issue with it at all. You have to work with someone, you know. Europe has a success story, especially in Kenya when Al-Shabaab attacked Kenya. It was, they had a security agreement with Britain, and Britain saved Nairobi out of the terrorist attack that happened years back, right? So Russia has no success story in any shape or form in Africa. We haven't seen them performing anything. And besides that, when you look at the economy of Russia compared to that of Italy, Italy who has the smallest economy in Europe, beginning the economy of Russia. So I think Russia seems to be more overvalued. And besides that, most of the time, the army that Russia sent to your country, they are not professional Russian army. These are a bunch of criminals that was in prison. They free them, call them Wagner Group, and they recruit them, and then they go and fight in your country. That's what they do. So the guy that even funded the group, or the guy that was killed by Putin, he was running a restaurant that Putin, somehow got friendly with him through going to his restaurant. So Russia has no success story. Wherever they have gone for proxy war, they've been defeated. They were defeated in Afghanistan by
That's not
Mujahideen.
true. They've got a serious track record.
Oh yeah, they
What?
abandoned
They've got a track
Angola.
record of
They
winning.
abandoned
What
us
are you
in
talking
Angola. They
about?
abandoned
Okay, they were
Cuba. Russia
defeated.
got
They were
slides
defeated.
Damn.
of
Let me
confidence
finish.
pulling out.
They were defeated
They're
in
the
the
reason
Afghanistan.
why the world war was able to, be
You cutting me
overcome.
off, sir. Let me finish, then you can ask
why
me a question.
why America then stop them from giving oil to Cuba? If they're
Let me
so weak, why
let me
America then shoot down the
Russia
missiles to give
well
it
abandoned
oil to
Cuba.
let
Cuba?
me get my point. Then you ask
Russia
Come
me.
on,
Then
man.
abandoned Cuba
the
in
proxy war that
1963.
happened in Afghanistan against Mujahideen defeated Russia. They withdrew from Afghanistan, right? Right. Why they couldn't protect Assad? Assad ran away from Syria. When the CIA got ready for Assad, they got rid of Assad. Right? Why they couldn't protect Assad? Wherever they have gone, America have defeated them. Why they couldn't protect this guy from Venezuela,
Venezuela,
Maduro's,
They couldn't protect Patrice Lumumba, Thomas
Petrus
Sankara.
Lumumba.
Dias, you forgot about the Angolan War.
So
You forgot
Yeah, but
about the
so
that's
Angolan War.
different. That's
so
different. Shoot
so
down
this,
Shoot down a Russian
Can
plane.
you let the
Shoot
man
down.
finish his
let
point?
me finish my
Yo,
point, then you
Pablo,
can
calm
ask me.
down. Let him finish his
So
point.
when you guys say why we should work with the West, you have to work with people. Even looking at the Middle East has a bigger economy than Africa, right? They got security from the US, from NATO, right? When you look at Asia, like South Korea, Japan, who protect them? America. Germany, who is protecting Germany? It's America. You have to work with someone to
We're
protect
not
you.
saying they shouldn't work with
So
someone,
so
but we're saying they should be
what is the
working with
option? What
credible
is you
people.
talk about North Korea?
Credible
North
people,
Korea cannot
credible.
even feed themselves. This is an isolated nation. Where have you seen North Korean soldier going to
How
fight?
is
How do you
America?
know that? Where's the facts?
So
How is
Are you
America
getting it from
protecting?
North Korea,
Western
they're hungry,
propaganda?
bro.
How is
North
America?
Korea needs food.
we saw it.
Let's CD
Where's
got a
the
minute.
facts of that?
Hold on. Let CD finish. CD, you got a minute.
So look at what happened in Sudan. Chinese, when the fighting started, Chinese, what they did, they evacuated all their cities, including the army. China never fight anywhere, right? So you have to work with someone. We have success story of the European, Britain when they fight on behalf of Kenya, and now right now Kenya is safe. So you have to. You always talk about against West, and you live in the West. Some of you guys never even put a feet in Africa. You never travel, not even for a whole year. Never even spend a week in your country, and you'll come here to talk against the West. So if I see someone living in America or
Look, I
living
live
in
in the West.
Britain,
We know how they
talking
operate.
on behalf
Exactly.
of,
Exactly.
do you know how many Liberian refugee that was rescued
Hold
from
on. Do you
Russia
know what's going on
by
around
George?
the
Let me
world?
finish.
Stop cutting them
Liberian
off.
Liberian refugee was in Russia, right? They were struggling. They wouldn't even afford food to eat. It was George Bush that gave them asylum in the US. I have friends that were living in Russia. They couldn't even get food to eat in Russia. That's how Russia is a country where Putin can sit tonight and say, well, I want to make you a
Excuse
billionaire.
me, City.
Yeah, he will make
City.
you a rich.
Excuse me.
But it's not that
City.
type
I don't
of
mean to
country
cut
that
you
you think
off.
of.
City. What time period in Russia was that happening? Was that during the former Soviet Union or post-Soviet Union collapse? What time period, please?
Well, yeah, up to this time, they have a poverty in Russia. You don't know that?
No.
Up to this
I'm
time,
just
there's
trying to ask. No. I get what you're saying. I'm trying to ask what time period are you referring
what my
to?
friends that
Was that
came
during the
in
Soviet Union or after the Soviet Union?
after the Soviet Union. My friends
Okay,
don't
that's
want
all I
living
need
in
to
Russia.
know. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. They were living. They doing this. I mean, the previous George Bush. My friend that lived in D.C. He was in Russia. It was George Bush that gave him asylum in the U.S. And I would try Monday to put this guy on the line so he can come here and talk about Russia. If you can't ever food certain part of Russia, you can't even get food to eat. This guy lives in DC right now. He thank God. He was brought here by George Bush. So you can't live in America and try to preach Russia or China. You never even go to China. Why you can't live in Russia then?
I've got one
So
thing to say to
that's the
you.
part I don't understand.
I just got one thing to say. How can you go and work with people who have abstained, have stayed against a crime
Exactly.
against our nation? Does it make any sense?
Which type of
Make it
crime are
make
you
sense.
talking about?
People who don't,
Tell me the crime that
the
you're talking about.
UN, the vote.
Slavery.
You know,
Slavery.
Yeah,
Slavery.
slavery. Slavery to be recognized. Look, you have to make sense of things.
Do you know black people get chased out of
You
Russia
have
too?
to make sense of things. Do you
But
understand?
let me tell you, do you
because
know
that
black
move
people
there,
cannot walk in the street of Russia?
that
There's
move
more
that Ghana
racism
has
in Russia
made,
than in America. Do you know that?
You see that, yeah? You see that vote, yeah, where they have abstained. That should tell you everything. There's like what you're doing is being naive. We're being naive.
Go ask Saudi Arabia.
That should tell you everything. Look at what's going on around the world. What's happening around the world? Yeah, Trump's going around, yeah, bombing lots of different places. Yeah, so all these things, you should put all these things together. That should tell you where they stand. Do you understand? You're playing games.
I gotta pass the mic. CD, you got 30 seconds. Don't interrupt him.
You see, this guy then interrupting me. I don't understand.
But CD, you got 30 seconds. Go ahead.
So the fact that you talking about U.S. bombing other country, what Russia is doing in Ukraine? What's the difference? Black men cannot walk in the street of Russia freely. There's more racism in Russia than in America.
That's a lie.
I will tell you that there's certain part of Russia as a black man you cannot walk in the street. You never lived in Russia before. I have friends that have lived there, so I'm telling you, you went to school there.
City's not lying.
For them
He's telling the truth. I know that from when I lived in Europe.
Guys, don't interrupt him. CD, you got 30 seconds. Every time you interrupt him,
the reality is, if you say that we can't work with the West and you live in America, and you even have a British accent as an African, you never even visit your country, and then you talking against the West. When was the last time you were in Africa? Tell me. Because I go every year. So do you really visit your country? No. So you come here, you declare yourself to be a Pan-African, but you never go to your country.
You got an extra 30 seconds. Go ahead.
So please don't say that. I will say this again. African Americans are more what? Pan-African than some African, more Africans. It's almost
what you're saying
because most of you guys see yourself to be born as an African.
You got an extra 30 seconds. Go ahead.
So you guys see yourself to be born as an African doesn't necessarily make you a Pan-African. It's almost like when you were born as being a Muslim because you saw your friends being your parents being a Muslim. That's why you practice as a Muslim. But when you go to Brooklyn, you see Black Americans that study about the religion. That's okay. I want to practice Islamic religion because they saw the value in it. They are more Muslim than I that was born as a Muslim. That's the difference. right? A lot of African can be ashamed of wearing African clothes, but you will see African Americans walking around in Nairobi or Guinea or Conakry who have African clothes on, African attire on. And you want to come here and show that, oh, I'm African, I'm Pan-African.
Stick
It
to the
doesn't make
subject.
sense. I'll lend it for now. Thanks.
All right, go ahead, Street Media. Let me do yourself, Street Media. Street Media.
Yeah. Y'all can hear me?
Hear you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Oh, 1 second. Okay. Yeah. CD, I got a question for us. Hey, CD, what's good, man? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Listen, when South Africa finally got their freedom out of this apartheid stuff and they let Mandela go, did South Africa really ever get any justice? I mean, they put up this fake thing where they were saying that they was returning power back. But how many of those people really was brought to justice and went to jail, was put to death? The same way when the Jews, when they went all around the world bringing them people back to put them to death and put them in jail, did they do the same thing in South Africa, CD?
Yes.
Where?
Oh my
Who
God.
got put to death?
Well, nobody got put to death. The way you said is true. No, nobody got put to death. That's the fact.
Right. And what I'm saying, the reason why I'm saying this, because I love everybody on this panel, right? You know, I know we got the FBA African thing going on, but it's not created out of hate. This conversation hurts me because we lie to ourselves too much, man. Like, this conversation is a waste of time, and us as men know it. Unless Africa got a real military to defend themselves and tell them Arabs and them Europeans to go F themselves, you're always going to be on their terms. Africa is the place that feeds the world. It feeds the world. So it's going to always be dilapidated and war torn, the same as South America with those resources, unless you got something to defend your territory where you can go to that UN and put your feet up on the table and say, I wish one of you niggas would. Until they can do that,
It's a $10 tariff.
Yeah, you gotta pay the $10, bro.
I pay it. I'm driving now. I can't do it while I'm on the highway on my phone. But I got you. I definitely got you. Yeah, but yeah, my bad, man. I won't use that. My bad. Y'all still hear me?
I will pay for you, man. You making sense. I'll pay for you now.
All right, so Cash App to that's the Cash App address right there.
I'm just saying, because like I think everybody on here, we all care. Everybody cares. Everybody cares, right? But I just think that we got our own methods. But I just think that, like, we know the history of this European. We know the history of these Arabs when it comes to black people globally. And like I said, as African Americans, we were the minority here. When they had their foot on our necks. Today, like, you know, we fought, we resisted, and we have a big spending power. Our biggest issue is keeping the money circulating through our communities, right? And y'all, you know, where you guys come from, y'all have the intact language, still the land, but y'all don't own the land that y'all live on, because it's going to always be at war, because those resources that's under y'all feet feed the world. And I just think that, like, we got to have real conversations to the point where it is. Listen, if you doing business with the colonial powers, you compromise. It's no way around it. It's no way around it. You compromise. Here in America, as Black Americans, we're compromised, right? We got sellouts, Sambos. Can I use that? I will make sure. We got sellouts and amongst our group, and we got grassroots, and we've been arguing and fighting amongst each other to figure out which way we want to go. At the same time, we still accomplish things and influence the world, but we still got our own internal issues as well, right? So, because like I said, until there's like a world revolution to get these people out of power, ain't nothing going to change. That's just how I feel about it.
Hey, I haven't got the tariff yet. Somebody said they're gonna pay for them.
Yeah, I feel I gotta when I get off this highway, I gotta pull.
No. Somebody said they was gonna pay for you. I ain't got the tariff yet. All right, if I don't get the tariff, we close. All right, we gotta close the doors. Y'all, till we get the tariff. We're closing the doors.
Ever since my dermatologist recommended use Drink Radiant Tone, I'm kind of obsessed with the results. I just keep getting better.
With the latest Galaxy from Verizon, you can swipe a whole new look.
Quick a moment. I want everybody to remain standing quickly. How many of y'all really received something from the word of the Lord tonight? Listen, when you study scripture, you will notice that whenever God did something in the lives of the patriarchs of old, the patriarchs would pause, they would set up an altar, and they would offer up sacrifice. I asked each and every one of you how many of y'all received something from the word of the Lord. Everyone in this place said these words, I did. Because of your acknowledgement of what God did in word, there is an obligation that is attached to that acknowledgement. In biblical days, they offered livestock, grain. That was a type of currency.
Listen,
So
the doors are closed until I get the $10
money.
tariff. We're closing the doors.
I said
Lock the doors.
currency. And this is what God is saying.
Guys, your pity $10, man. Let our show go on. Your pity $10, man. Don't try to be cheap.
And this
Could it pay on normal?
challenge you
On
the way Bishop did. But I know
you said you're gonna send it $10, bro. Send it $10.
Sound of my voice.
I'm gonna send. I'm getting off the highway in like 10 minutes.
Let
I'm
it show
driving
go
the
on,
expressway.
please.
This is simple. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge will be $20,000. 1,000 people giving what I'm about to challenge you all to do will be $20,000. Now, for those of us who are on the dais, I'm taking you higher, so put it back.
But Donnie's doing a good job, man. Super chat, guys. You'll get some money, bro. Africans, I know we cheap.
That leaders lead.
So Don, could we pay on the super chat?
In time,
No, it needs to be.
Talent,
you can pay via
also
super chat. So you can pay super chat. You can pay via super chat.
Leaders lead in time, talent, and treasure. I was taught a long time ago that it costs to sit up here. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors.
But close the doors.
Ushers, close the doors.
Close the doors.
Close the doors.
Keep them doors closed.
Close the doors. We all gonna lead together. Y'all ain't going no place but to the restaurant. There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, $40,000
We're gonna open
tonight.
doors. We're gonna reopen the door. All right, go ahead. Doors back open. Go ahead, Passport King.
Yes, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Good evening, gentlemen. My, so much to unpack. Don't even know where to start.
Hey, let me just tell the brother thank you too. My bad. Thank you for sending that. But Diners, if I still need to send a 10, I'll send a 10 to the Cash App.
Okay.
You finished Street Media?
Yeah. My bad. I just wanted to, my bad for cutting you off, but somebody paid something for me, so I just wanted to say thank you.
Okay, no problem. As I was saying, so much to unpack. I don't even know where to start, so I'll start this way. Welcome to today's episodes of Wakanda Fantasies Meets Reality. That's what I'm going to call my little monologue right now. And this also touches on many things I said previously on joining panels. And so many people hate, and I said, see, this is why I don't take it personally. It's not that y'all hate me. Well, some of you might hate me, but you hate hearing the truth. And let's take this Ghana UN deal. I said previously more than once, these African nations, as much as y'all hate to hear it, y'all can't manage yourselves due to the rampant tribalism that inspires the backstabbing, the scamming each other, and all the other treachery that goes on the African continent on a daily. This what allows outside powers to come in and manipulate y'all, rule you, and smack you upside the head in your own country on a daily. The Chinese do it. How many videos have we seen of Chinese businessmen in Africa smacking up Africans, beating them with sticks? You don't see no videos like that coming out the United States of America. For all the garbage y'all like to talk about, foundational Black Americans, ADOS, excuse me, did I say a lie?
I got to interject. Passport King, I'm here in Atlanta. There were several shootouts at 404.
Okay, well, those are shootouts, so that means it's back and forth. Hold on.
That means they a 16-year-old girl got two teenage girls got shot. One of them were killed. It was a 16-year-old girl. Come on, Passport King.
And eventually there was payback, right? Because we don't let that slide. They did not come out and hold hands. Like, for instance, since you brought that up, for those who are American citizens, it's well known that Mexicans, and I'm getting off the point, just very brief, that Mexicans out in California, especially LA, and Black Americans don't get along. And they have been targeting Black Americans. But the Black people in LA aren't passive. When they get out of line, the Black people clap back. Even in the prisons where Black people outnumber in California's correctional facilities, the Black Americans don't cower. They be putting boot to their behinds. But let me get back to the whole
What happened to
Wakanda fantasy. Let me get back
What
to
happened to
Wakanda
Zimmerman?
fantasy.
What happened to Zimmerman? Zimmerman still walking the streets.
Hello. Zimmerman is homeless and can't get a cent, and he's going to meet a very tragic end. So that's that. But getting back to the point. Earlier, I heard some of the high IQ Africans talking about America is afraid of North Korea. What kind of drugs are y'all doing over there? Whether you're in the UK or if you're here in the US or some other nation you fled from, what kind of drugs are you doing? You think North Korea is powerful? Let's knock this stupidity down right now. Do you know that officially the Korean War never ended? The Korean War is still ongoing. They just have an armistice. If North Korea is so powerful, why haven't they sent their military to South Korea and take over the country? If they're so powerful.
Because they're not colonizers. They're not colonizers. They are not colonizers.
Bullshit.
Over
no,
here.
I want to hear that. No. That's their number one.
They are not colonizers. It's a fact.
So, no, that's garbage. Why don't they just go to, since they're so powerful and if they really want to end the war, why don't they just go to South Korea and take them over? And that ends the war right there and unify it. Yeah, okay, no answer. So that's, again, is reality coming up in your faces. So if y'all think that the United States is afraid of North Korea, again, I don't know what kind of narcotics y'all on, but y'all need to get off that stuff. And this goes back to what I said before. Different African countries, especially the sub-Saharan ones, y'all cannot manage your affairs. And at the basis of it is tribalism. Y'all gonna always scam each other. You're gonna always cheat each other. And those are the light outcomes. It escalates into tribal violence, borderline genocide, like in Rwanda and many other places. And then when it happens, instead of taking responsibility, oh, the white man made us do it. Wait, the white man put hatchets in your hand and tell you to go hack up another group? No. You see, this, I hate to say it, it's like a continent of, even if you look like adults, it's like y'all got childlike minds. But no, not child. That's wrong. Teenagers, overly hormonal teenagers who can't control your emotions, you can't think straight. And since someone wanted to drag in Black Americans because you try to like throw shade at us earlier, this is also another reason why many Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, other people who may not use FBA but delineating, this is another reason why we did not want Ghana advocating on our behalf. Y'all can't even get your own country straight, but you think you somehow know better than us? In terms of reparations, we don't need your help. We don't want your help. Y'all can't even help yourself. And I'll land my plane there.
Brother, you're misinformed. Nobody was coming at fundamental Americans. A question was asked.
How am I misinformed?
Hold on.
How am I misinformed?
Let me explain. A question was asked about what was going on and why they can't do so and you can't trust them because the European, because they just never keep their words. One guy was saying something in America. He was like, just like the 40 acres and a mule, which is a fact. They didn't keep the word on that. So that's what was it coming about. It wasn't
Okay, hold on. I'm not there in that. Look. Yes, the 40 acres of the mule. Hold on. Yes.
No, because we got to stop this. We got to stop this American and this African thing. It's nonsense. It's nonsense.
No, it's not nonsense.
It's nonsense, man.
No.
It's nonsense.
It's nonsense, man.
It's nonsense. We all work together.
No. Y'all got Wakanda fantasies. When I heard someone talking about North Korea ally with them, I was laughing on my end. I'm like, my God, y'all so divorced from reality. North Korea has famines right now. What City said earlier about how bad
where's the fact?
Russia. Hold on. North Korea has ongoing.
No.
Where's the fact? So you're just eating into propaganda.
you kidding?
You're eating into propaganda, Western
No,
propaganda.
that's not true.
Ain't
North Korea
propaganda.
has created their own food. They have
You're
created.
bullshit, man.
They're
Then why
showing
do
it.
North Koreans try to defect out that
That's
country?
why
South
Abraham
Korea
Traore.
and
That's why
Korea?
Abraham Traore invited
Hold on.
him
Why,
and give
why
him
do
land
North
to show.
Koreans even
No, man,
and
it's not
you know,
true.
hold on, if they try
It's
to
not
defect
true.
and get caught, they get put to death. Why do they risk their
Do you know
lives
how
trying to defect
developed
out of
North
North
Korea
Korea?
is? Bro, do
So
you
that's
know
never
how
happened.
developed that place is?
Whoa, hold on. How developed North Korea is? Are you serious? Stop it.
Bro,
Exactly.
I've seen certain look, I've seen certain things, yeah. Honestly, the Western nations are not gonna show you. But I've seen, and it's much more cleaner than a lot of European cities.
Asia Wakanda now.
North Korea is developed. Oh Lord Jesus.
Go
All right,
look
let
at
me
some flicks.
let
Go
me.
look at some
I got to
pictures
pass
there.
the mic. Teddy, our politics. Teddy, our politics. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. My question is, what's the issue with Ghana signing an EU or a pact, a defense pact with EU? I'm trying to get some understanding because America has a status of forces agreement with Ghana, and there are military people. The military is on the ground in Ghana right now, and the pact that Ghana just signed with EU can't have any military on the ground in Ghana. They can't have any military bases. So I don't understand what the issue is. Why is there an issue? And since the FBA people seem to get saying that Ghana sold out to the EU and whatnot, America's there. What's the problem? I don't understand. And then passport. I'm not even going to address what you said because you wrong on so many levels. That's my question.
No. Don't say I'm wrong on so many levels. Pick out specifically. What did I say?
Okay,
that was wrong?
specifically your comments regarding North Korea. You just wrong. That's just wrong. If you said why hasn't North Korea invaded South Korea? North Korea doesn't mess with South North Korea. Yes. You said that since North Korea is so strong or it has a strong military, why haven't they invaded South Korea? America's an ally of South Korea. And if you deal with North Korea, you have
stop.
If I could finish what I'm saying.
Hold on, no. You just answered my question.
Never mind.
Hold on. It's Dinah's talking. Passport King, don't interrupt.
Dinah's, I sent the $10 so you can't share this stuff.
Y'all got to stop talking. Appreciate Street Media. I got it. Thank you. Let Passport King don't interrupt Teddy on politics. Go ahead, Teddy.
Yeah, so you said that North Korea's military is, can just overrun South Korea's military. The South Korea is allied with America. And if you deal with North Korea, you have to deal with China. That's why they leave North Korea alone, even America. He was saying in Trump's first term that North Korea can't have nuclear weapons. Well, they got them now. But he hasn't said anything about North Korea. Why? Because of China. So that's where you're wrong with that. So, but going back to my original question and the topic of the discussion, what's the problem when there's a status of forces agreement with America in Ghana right now, and they have military in Ghana right now, and EU is not allowed to, or they have a problem with the defense pact with the EU? I'm not understanding. Maybe somebody could tell me about that.
Look, the problem is they're not credible. Yeah, they've got a track record of not being credible, and we've got to take that into account. Yeah, when you're making decisions, who's credible? Who has any other nation, such as China, North Korea? Have they ever invaded us and made us slaves?
But you live in the UK right now.
Who's doing good on the continent? Hold on. Just bear with me a second. Who is doing something credible on a continent as it stands at the moment? Who's doing credible things?
To me, no.
Who's showing some type of credibility?
It doesn't mean anything to me.
Sorry?
Who's the aggressor right now?
Until we do it.
Which country is the most aggressive right now? You doing talks and you're blowing people up. What are these guys talking about?
What are they talking about?
I don't know what they're talking about.
They're being naive. They're not being serious, are they? Yeah, they're not looking at what the picture, what's
They're playing
happening
games.
around the
They're
world
playing
right
games
now
on
and
here. I ain't
applying.
come here to play. I ain't come here to talk and play no games, man. They're aggressive. You cannot trust these people. It's a fact. You could go all around, but why
where
North
do you live?
Korea
Where do you live
invade
right now?
South?
Bro, what is America doing in the Middle East? That's not their region.
Exactly.
Where you
understand?
live, Babo? Where you live?
I in
We mean?
Texas. I in
You live
Texas.
So the
Yeah,
people in Texas, are they good to you or they're bad to you?
but the people is good. They got good people. They got bad
Is the
people.
system
But
There's
in
good people
Texas
and bad
good to
people
you or bad
everywhere,
to you?
bro. There's good people and bad
there's
people
good and
everywhere,
bad
all right?
people everywhere.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Is the system
I
in
wasn't
Texas good
Tulsa.
to you
I
or
wasn't
bad to
Tulsa,
you?
Oklahoma. Hold on. I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma just 2 weeks ago talking to
I'm
this
talking
lady.
about you and where you live. Is the
But I'm
system in Texas good to you or bad to you?
it's both. I can't. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It's just the way it goes.
No,
Everything
pick
can't be
one.
good
Which
all
one
the
is it?
time.
Bro,
Pick
what are you
one. Which
talking
one?
about? There's so much
Hold
murders
on. I just want
that
people
go
to hear
on
something, okay? Just
with the
relax.
police brutality and everything else. What the hell are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying.
What are you
I
talking
want to
about?
see.
There's so much things that
Man, you
go on.
guys are
Some
crazy.
of them are not even accounted for. What are you talking
Exactly.
about?
I don't know what these guys are
Listen,
talking
you
about.
need to stop this, you know. You need to stop this. This naive.
What?
Listen, you can't say the devil is bad and you live with the devil.
What? Why not?
Due
People
to
live all
economic
over. People live
situations,
all over, man.
instabilities.
People
Guys are
live all
crazy.
over. We live all over. You remember, America have deals.
Hey, guy, I got some other. I need to pass the mic. Let me read these super chats. I got to pass the world image. Babaliko, thank you for Tanala Holla. RZ Rules, thank you for Tanala Holla. Go ahead, world image. And after that, I got passed to them.
I'm just saying, like, Ghana is going to do what Ghana wants to do, right? So all we're gonna do is just sit here and just talk. Nobody on here is gonna change anything. Nobody on here is going to do anything. All we are doing is we're just blabbing and back and forth, arguing with each other because everybody got something to say right now, right? Most of the people that come online, I know for a fact when they were in school, they never joined no debate classes. They were not debating. They were not writing no S. They're not doing nothing. But right now, because the internet is afforded to everybody come online, everybody got something to say. Most people don't read, they don't write, they don't research, they don't do nothing, they just come online, they argue. We're here talking about Ghana. What we're discussing right now, what impact is it going to have on Ghana's decision? Nothing, right? Most of
The
us are
more
outside.
the more the public's aware,
Give me
it opens up their mind.
Give me one sec.
You got
Most of
dialogue.
us that are talking right now, we're outside of Africa, right? And the people we live with, we're saying they're so bad. They're so bad, but we just can't leave them. They're terrible. They're terrible people. We can't do no business with them.
It's
You
not
can't
the
do no
But
people.
they
business with
are
them, but I
though.
live with
It's
them.
not the people.
The fact
We're
is
not
that
against
they
the
are.
people.
It's
what are you against?
factual. They
We're
are
not
bad.
against the people in America.
What
We're
are you
not against the people. The people we have nothing to do. Y'all thinking because we say America, we talking about everybody in America. The people ain't got nothing to do. We have good people that saying they shouldn't bomb
So
Iran.
what's the issue? What's the
It's not about the Iran. It's about the government system
So
that's doing the thing wrong.
Hold on. Roll image, you got a minute. Guys, don't interrupt them. Go ahead, roll image.
So if the people, there's a group of people in America that control the system, controls the government. The government is not running by itself. The government is not some robot. It's not some spirit. It's the people. So again, everybody's playing games. Okay, somebody's on here saying, "Oh, you're playing game." Listen, we need to cut the shit and just be real with each other. You understand? Somebody on here was saying, you have to do business with somebody, right? That's one of the business. Does anybody
Yes, we
know
do.
what Ghana is
But
trying
with
to
the
achieve?
right people.
You can't
With
sit
the
here and say
right
who
people,
is right
bro.
and who's wrong. You don't know the agreements, that the deals and all that. We're just talking out of our asses right now. Everybody's saying what they think. You understand?
It works
That's all
on
we're doing.
facts. It works on facts. You have to put the facts.
So what's the facts you have?
So the
Facts they
fact
voted against us.
is Trump wasn't having an agreement with Iran. Trump wasn't having an agreement with Iran before
Thank you.
about
Put
nuclear
them facts
weapons.
there.
Relax.
Thank you.
Isn't
Put
that
them
a
facts
fact?
there.
Wasn't Trump having an agreement with Iran and he didn't know they was going to blow them up? What are you guys talking about on here, man? You
Facts,
guys are
man.
tripping on
Facts.
here,
You need
man.
to go back to Jamaica. You need to
No.
You guys
Don't tell
tripping.
him to go back to Jamaica.
Wasn't Trump having talks with Iran? Did they know they was going to be bombed?
What does that have to do with Ghana?
That's what I'm trying to show you.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm trying to show you. Come on, man. You guys.
You know how many years Ghana has been in business
That
with
shows
America?
you.
That
That
means
shows
it's
you're
not
not credible.
How
employed.
many years?
It's
Ghana has
not
been in
credible.
business with America?
That shows you he's not a credible
This
ally.
guy's
You
tripping, man.
understand?
This guy
You're just
tripping.
playing games,
You
man. You're
tripping, man.
naive.
I'm just trying to tell you. We're just here arguing
Stop trying to
because
make
we don't like
sense.
America or we don't like this. Listen, again, nobody on here is going to influence anything Ghana has to do. Okay, at the end of the day, we're gonna come off this live. You're gonna go back to your little box you're in. I'm in my little box, and that's it. So
Look,
you over there,
there's a thing called public awareness. Do you know that?
So
There's a
how
thing
many
called
people in
public
here?
awareness.
What public are you speaking to? How many people are in here? What's
It
the
doesn't
public?
matter. Word spreads.
This is
That's
reaching
why I
the
keep
public.
telling
This is not
people
reaching the
to
public. This is
like and share.
Exactly.
That's why
Exactly.
we keep telling people like and share, so the word goes out, so people are more
Listen, no
conscious
matter
and
how many likes
aware.
and shares we do on here,
You
we're
saying
not
all that?
reaching
You
the
saying all
masses.
that because Andrew Holmes has been signing deals with America. That's why you've been saying that. You've been talking all this nonsense because Andrew Holmes in Jamaica has been signing deals and doing all these deals, and the people are suffering. You talking because I know. I be there all the time. So you can't talk. You start talking. We know it's nothing they do. Okay, it's credible. Everything as they do, they're talking with Venezuela, they bomb them. They're talking with Iran, they bomb them. So what are you talking about, man? It's not incredible.
All right, guys. World Limits, you got 30 seconds.
They
Don't
bomb
interrupt.
Nigeria?
Don't
Did they
interrupt.
bomb Nigeria? Talking about.
Go ahead, World Limits, you got 30 seconds. Don't interrupt them.
Well, I just wanted to know the truth behind Ghana's EU defense deal. They are not telling you this. What are they not telling us? Because I even found out about this through your channel, Dinosaur. Again, some stuff I just tune out because it just nonsense don't really make any sense to me. So what are they not telling us?
No, I'm saying I agree. I don't agree with it, but I understand the EU deal. Like, again, I don't agree with it, but I understand. And the reason why is because of the jihadis that are in the AES and in Togo now. And in Burkina Faso and in Nigeria. And Ghana's protecting their best interest. They're protecting their borders, and they need help. So this jihadism doesn't spread. So I get it. I don't agree with it, but I understand.
There's a lot of foreigners in Ghana that are doing a lot of crime. There's a lot of, mostly Nigerians, they're doing a lot of bullshit in Ghana. A lot. So, and then you have people like tomato people, the women that go to Burkina Faso to bring tomato to sell. It's mostly women. They went there, they kill them.
Right, exactly.
Look,
so I get it. So I get it. So I get it. So I get it. So I understand.
Ghana is trying to, again, I understand. Do I really care for it? Again, it has to play out for us to know what it is. Nobody knows anything on here.
That's not true.
Has any facts to give?
That's not true.
Terrorist though.
Nigeria isn't
I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead, M. Unmute yourself, M.
All right, what's up? Thank you. I want to concur and agree with everything that was said by Passport King, but I wouldn't necessarily be as blunt to call the African people immature, emotional, or what else you say, childlike. But I will say that Africa don't really believe in their children. They don't believe in their people because they have excellent accountants, scientists in America, all over the world, that they could use to bring, or to at least say you could come and work in these industries and develop our industries. What I see from Africa is they look towards the white man as the key to their salvation and say, you come defend us, you come develop us, you do this for us. And they don't really see the detriment in that. And they don't really see the detriment in just focusing on natural resources instead of internal capacity, or what they call intrinsic value, like us in America, as Black Americans. After slavery was over, I heard somebody say, okay, the white man didn't live up to his agreement to the 40 acres and a mill. If you did research, you will know that when Lincoln got taken down, Andrew Johnson came in and he repealed the executive order for 40 acres and a mill, and a mule, and he pardoned all of the Confederate soldiers, and he tried to get rid of the Civil Rights Act, 13th Amendment, 14th Amendment. But because the Congress was a supermajority Republican, they was able to overwrite all of his vetoes, and they forced all of the southern states to ratify the 14th Amendment and whatnot. But what I noticed is, I ain't gonna be too long because I know other people might want to talk. What I noticed is the African people talk about how much they didn't study calculus and they were so advanced before they got here. But if you study calculus, that's a reasoning tool, a problem solving tool. So if you actually applied this science to your mind, you will know that, because how they talk is they say Black Americans had nothing to do with them being here, had nothing to do with their success. But when you look at mathematics, you got a constant and you got a leading coefficient, right? And they have to have common factors, right? So what common factor in American history was the white man looking for Africa to bring some type of intellectual capacity? What I understand is in 1808, it was a black code that banned the importation of Africans. It wasn't until 1965 in which Africans were allowed to mass migrate. So in between that, there's no basis for the mentality that I'm saying that they have, like the white man want them to be here. It had everything to do with the struggle for civil rights, the Civil War, Dr. King, and then you. So how can you just ignore all of that information? Y'all use y'all don't use deductive reason, you use inductive reasoning, which is like superstition, and you project preconceived notions and then try to determine that that's the truth. Deductive reasoning is you looking at all of the facts, all of the evidence, and you drawing out the conclusion. And there's no evidence in United States history in which Africa was desired. It was the Black Americans that wanted the Africans here. And they're talking about Zimmerman. Okay, you came here, we thought you was going to help us, help our numbers grow, but you looking at us like you siding with them. Like, what was the point of us bringing you here if you're going to side with the enemy? And why don't you take out Zimmerman? There's a lot of African people in Houston. Why don't you want to aid and assist us? That's what I'm saying. Y'all saying that a Black American should be happy because we close in proximity to white people. If you look at any type of logic, if you actually was a mathematician, you would say that the white man should be thankful for being close to us, because most of the world's technology comes from Black people, Black American people. But in that superstitious white man is God, you saying you're gonna ignore all of the evidence and say because they white, Black people should be close, and you're gonna get close to them, and then you're not looking at the fact that we actually are the source of the white people power, but y'all too blind to see that. And what I was saying about Passport King, he's saying it's some immaturity, emotionalism, and he's saying that, what else he say? Whatever. I could go back and listen to it, but I agree with what he was saying. And when they listen to a highly intelligent brother like Passport King, I noticed that they get some type of anger and they start teaming up. But you can't. That must have been a case in the 1500s. It was some type of animosity that you decided to just get rid of the people for whatever reason. But I kind of see vestiges of that when y'all hear certain people talk and it just the anger come out. But I think Africa need to look into their self and invest in their children and allow some of these African people to do development instead of always running to the Europeans and always talking about America as if it's a white man. But we in America too. You know, most white people came in the Great Migration, Ellis Island. We've been here a lot longer than them. But the blindness, the projection of your superstition, your stereotypes is clouding your judgment, and you still start using some of that scientific knowledge and start applying it to your mind, and then you'll be able to decipher the truth. You know,
America is a white man and a white woman. That's America. America is not
see,
a
that's
black
what I'm
man and a
saying.
black woman.
That's what you believe, but it's not
No,
true.
it's not a belief.
So,
The
and you know
power
why you
structure in
just said
America
that?
is not a
Because you
black
see,
man.
that proves that you Africans worship white people and you
No,
project that on us Black
I'm
Americans.
far from
You talk
that.
about, oh, us Black Americans, FBs, we want to be close to white people. First of all,
No,
we're
I
in
never
the
said nothing.
nation
I
built
don't know
by our
nothing about that.
ancestors that we built. And not that we
No, I
brag
know.
about having, not that we brag about having white DNA. It's in our DNA from slavery. So how can we so-called be worshiping what's in our blood, even though it got there in ways we don't like.
I hope
See,
you guys
y'all
caught
the
what he's trying to
ones
say.
who want to be near the
Hey,
white man.
hey, passport. Hey, passport.
Yes,
Check it
sir.
out,
That's not
passport.
true. That's not true.
Now hold on. Hey, hold on. Let me say this. Hey, passport. Nah, see, this is the thing what he's trying to do, right? The brother when he said that Americans are white man and white woman, right? Let me ask the African brother a question.
Yeah.
When you see a Puerto Ricans, y'all don't call Puerto Rican Spaniards, y'all call them Puerto Ricans. You don't call a Dominican Spaniards, you call them Dominicans. Because
I got
here
you. But
in
what
this
I'm
image,
saying is,
now, hold on. Let me finish my point. Because you don't know what I'm about to say.
Go on.
Here in this hemisphere, they were created here through the mixtures of different things. So now in America, yeah, we are of some African descent, but we also got European, Native American. So that's why a lot of Africans, when they come here, they say that we're not Africans.
I
There's
wasn't even
thousands of
talking
them
about
done
your
came here and
genes
said
and
that.
your blood and your mix.
No,
I wasn't
but
talking
you
about
made the statement. What I'm saying is, I'm old enough to know whenever African make that statement about America as a
let
white
me
man,
clarify.
and
Let me make you guys
go ahead,
hear me out, okay?
go ahead.
What I was trying to say is, if you say China, there's an image that comes to mind, right? If you say Korea, India, and all that, there's an image that comes to mind. When you say America, there's also an image that comes to mind. That's not the black man. That's not the black woman.
So,
That's
but let me ask you then.
Hold on. So,
okay, go ahead.
The gentleman was saying that you guys are also in America. We know you're in America, right? But you're not the one in control of America. You're not the one dictating for America. That's all I was saying. So we know you're
No, but
there.
you made this point. But listen to what I'm saying to you. so you can get an outstanding understanding.
But
You
did you
just
hear
made this
my point
point.
of view? Do you see where I was
No,
coming from?
listen, I heard you. I'm going to respond to that. But what I'm saying to you is, and you making that point, you made his point. And let me qualify my statement.
Okay.
Because you as a black person, as an African, when you see he's telling you all of our accomplishments that we did here that created America, that move America. You don't even recognize or see that. When you see America, you see, listen to me here. Listen, bro, listen to what I'm saying. As long as you listening to respond, you're not going to hear me. I need you. I understand what you're trying to say. I get it when I trust me, I understand what you're saying. The problem is we trying to get you to understand what we're saying. The reason why we can't advance as a people globally, because when you look over to America, you see America as these people in charge. You don't see the people that actually resisted and actually influenced. When you in your country, you looked over the hill, you saw
Why
us.
are you resisting?
Huh?
Why are you resisting?
That right there. Now listen to what I'm saying. That right there is the issue. We were resisting. We was resisting to live. We was resisting so we can be. And the reason,
so you understand what I'm saying? That the power.
But you don't understand what I'm saying. But listen. But this is the problem when we talking to some of you Africans. Listen to what I'm saying. Sometimes, man, y'all put blinders on when you talking to Black Americans. I'm gonna dumb it. Listen to what I'm saying. I understand you're trying to say.
And you got 30 seconds. I got to pass the mic. Go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna try to get it as fast as I can. We know that they're in power. The problem that we have is that's what you guys run to. You run right past us because you keep talking about them in power. Not understanding this, we created the power for them, and then we fought for you guys to come here so we can get our numbers up, so we can have a defense mechanism against us. When y'all come here, all you talk about is the white man.
You gave
but street media, can I come
That's
in?
not true.
No. I got to pass the mic to Wildflower.
Then I just wanted to respond to him.
No, I got to pass the mic. Well, go ahead, Wildflower.
Thanks, Janice. Hi, everyone. Interesting discussion. There's so many things that's happening at the moment. This issue with Ghana, signing this thing with EU, it really just, I don't know, it made me lose hope in Ghana. I actually thought Ghana was one of those countries in Africa that was trying to get sovereignty for our nations, to kind of be a really good example. And I really thought John was the president. Obviously, John Mahama was really a different kind of president. that he was able to see that, how we need to take Africa in a different direction. But having to do this security deal and knowing that, 1 minute he's really trying to, understand the Sahel Alliance, what they're trying to do, and then he's trying to go to the EU to sign something. It just feels like it was a bit of backstabbing.
Exactly.
And obviously, I've heard that, there's obviously the concerns around this jihadists, but I'm watching a lot what's happening in the Sahel, and the guys are really handling them. And, and I'm really quite upset with Ghana because I've always loved Ghana. I've always felt that it was a really good example to different African nations. But when I see them, skinning and grinning with people who don't want the best for Africa, which is the European Union and these other Western powers, it makes me realize that, I have to have better discernment. Like a lot of these African presidents, they will talk a really good game like, yeah, we're pro-sovereignty, Black empowerment, Pan-Africanism.
Politics.
And then I see them in, Washington, Western capitals, shaking hands and doing these type of deals. It's quite disappointing. And I really hope I'm wrong about the president of Ghana, that there's something that he's not telling us, or maybe he's playing a different game with them. But I feel really hurt for the Sahel guys, because I really thought maybe they had Ghana as a friend, because they are really now being surrounded. American troops are in Nigeria surrounding them. They're in Ivory Coast. They're in Ghana surrounding them. And I'm not really deeply religious, but I really do pray for those three guys, and I hope they make it through. And I'm disappointed in Ghana, because when he came to the United Nations and he brought that slavery thing, I was really quite proud. And then I was really happy until I got water thrown on my face and I see him do something completely different. So I'm hoping that this is some kind of like, there's something more to it, but I don't know, and I'm really quite,
It's disheartening. It's absolutely disheartening.
It's very upsetting for me. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like I really thought this president of Ghana was a different type to Nana Akufo, the other guy that I didn't really like.
Actually. It's just emotions. You guys, it's just emotions. It's politics.
And I really thought he was a kind of different president, looking at what we really need and where Africa needs to go. I mean, getting into bed with people who never had the best for us. I don't even want to do small deals with them. I want us to be completely independent, and I know we can do it. We don't need them to secure our security. We can do things on our own. And I feel like the more we lean onto them, they use that as leverage against us. And I feel like this Ghana thing is backstabbing the Sahel Alliance guys, and they don't deserve it. I'm a big supporter of the AAS. I mean, they can't do no wrong in my eyes, but I feel like I really thought Ghana might be a friend, but then he isn't. But that's all I need to say.
All right, let me pass the mic to
Good job, sister.
Say James.
Oh.
It's
Hi,
Say
Dan.
James. They have to say James is you, Okoya.
Hi, Dennis. Thanks for having me. If I'm hearing you quite clear, Dennis, so are you retracting the statement you made about swiping terrorists for money? Are you retracting it officially?
From what I've gathered, so my sources on the ground said they didn't hear about it, and then Molly said, well, they didn't deny it. They just said they didn't hear anything about it. They're not sure.
There was an official statement. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean, dude, I don't. To be
No,
honest,
we go by official. You live in America here. We live under democracy. If the U.S. government make a statement, so that's the statement we go by. So we're not going to lower the standard for Africans. Let's not do that. The officials in Mali made a statement. Let's go by that.
Yeah, they
let's not go by hearsay.
They made a statement. They said that didn't happen. So as of right now, it didn't happen.
Okay, thank you. So again, we're talking about security agreements, right? Everybody that's on the panel, you can go back and listen to the Ibrahim Traore had an interview, I believe it was 3 days ago, when they talk about security agreement with the Western world. As far as we are concerned as Burkina Faso, we will never have a partnership with the European again, ever. We're going to train our own military. We're going to secure our border by ourselves. That's the end of the story. So any country surrounding us that wants to have a security agreement with the Western world, for us, we can only have an opinion. There are sovereign nations that can go ahead and do that, but they will also have to respect our opinion when it comes to certain partners that will be bringing on the continent next to us. Like especially the French. We are not partnering with them. We know exactly their intention in West Africa. So we're not going to sit well in Burkina Faso thinking Ghana has our best intentions. I don't know. I can't go to bed thinking Dramani is going to be able to, contain the damage if something was to happen to the AES. I don't. Although I see his great intentions, when it comes to security, I can't trust no one. So what Ghana is doing, we on the board, we on the fence on that. But the Ghanaians can see exactly what the AES is feeling right now, because French is our enemy. So there is no way Burkinabe can go to bed thinking his enemy is next door to him. We can't have that. So if that's what they want to do, that's fine. So again, we talking about Russia, right? Again, go back and listen to the interview of Traore. What we do in Burkina Faso, we only get logistic from Russia. That's it. And they come there, they train our people how to use them, and when they're done, they go back. And I was listening to when you were reading a report when it comes to Mali. I think Mali is doing about the same thing. So we are not using the Russian to fight our battles. But I do understand why Mali want them there, because Mali has Algeria. They got they have one of the dangerous border. They have Algeria that's not collaborating with them. They have Mauritania. So you see what I'm saying? So we have a lot of terrorists that are well-trained overseas that are coming through their borders. So they may kind of use the expertise coming from the Russians to take care of that. Same for Nigeria. That's the same thing. They have Libya, where it all started. So I can't blame this country for having these task force there to help the nation for the time being. But on the long run, we're not going to use them. We don't use them to fight. We are too proud. Listen to Traore. We don't mix Russians and Burkinabe to fight terror. We don't do that because of the pride that we have. Once they fight for you, they can claim your land later. That's a fact. That's what the European do. And again, Darnus, the European had Africa, West Africa, the AES for 10 years. When they were leaving, what was the situation in the AES? You can look it up. It wasn't rosy. That wasn't succeeding. It was a failure. So let's not sit here and pretend that when you bring a partner, then it becomes the fault or the faults of the Africans. I take the blame. Our country can take the blame. We will have to take the blame, but we're going to have to blame the partners. This is something that you guys don't do here. They forced our hands to accept them in the Sahel. That's what happened. They came. We didn't ask for foot on the ground. They requested that. Okay. So why don't you guys blame them? Those Africans sit on here talking about you can't go to only one partner. The NATO forces, how many countries consists of the NATO forces? All of them were in Mali. All of them. We gave them over 10 years, a decade. They haven't solved the problem. Now we bring in Russia, and they said, no, we can't bring Russians there. If we bring Russians, they're going to leave. They invited themselves. That's what happened. So if Ghana want to do business with them, no, that's fine. Our logics here in the Sahel, any country that sided with the United Nations to destabilize Libya is not going to partner with us, fight terrorism. That's logic. Any human being would understand. If somebody attack you, you can't have him in a peace deal. Because they had an idea why they did that in the first place. Why do you use them to combat terrorism? First of all, Donis, you talk about an African dude was talking about Kenya. Let's talk about that. So because Kenya is a success story, everywhere should be the same like Kenya. So when these people went to help Kenya, were they calling the people attacking Kenya partners or jihad, all kind of glory names and putting them on the news and doing their propaganda for them? That's what they were doing for Kenyans. So because that's a deal we got. So we can't compare the two. Whatever they were doing in Kenya, I don't know. If they protected Kenya, that's fine. Good luck. Thank you for doing that for Kenyans. But our deal was different. As we can see, even this week, there's a committee in France that is investigating some of the journalists that are doing the propaganda of the terrorists in France. French people doing that. ECOWAS fell on that. ECOWAS never brought France and told them, why are you doing this? All these countries have French stations in their country. They have all the media, French media station in their country. None of them dare to tell the French, this is not right. You can't do their propaganda on your channels. The French people are doing that for Africans. And you telling us that ECOWAS is better. These people they're not trying to fight terrorism. They don't care about it. No matter how you play it, these people want our countries to be taken by terrorists, and they will never protect us. So we are not in the same league. We are really fighting terrorism. I don't know what these people are doing. I don't know what Nigeria is doing. I don't know what Benin is doing. I don't know what Ivory Coast is doing. But I can guarantee you, people that live in those countries, they will tell you our government ain't trying to fight for terrorism. They will tell you that. If they were trying to fight terrorism, they will link up. They will link up with us.
Where did the terrorists come from, St. James?
Where?
Yeah, in Burkina Faso. Where did they come from?
Can I come on now?
Many places. We have terrorists that come from West Africa, Central Africa. Some of them even come from. I'm sorry?
In West Africa too. So where did they come from?
I'm not getting the question very well.
No, you're saying I didn't even know there's terrorists in Burkina Faso. We share border with Burkina Faso. There's
right.
Hold on, I'm just trying to find out.
Sure.
The terrorists you have in Burkina, are they natives or the outsiders?
Many of them are natives. We have natives. A lot of natives. A lot of foreigners.
How did they become terrorists?
You're gonna have to ask them. I'm not a terrorist.
Are you in Burkina or you're outside?
I'm outside right now.
Okay.
All right.
So
if
you're part of terrorism,
I gotta pass the mic to Requoya.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And the speaker who just spoke, thank you for the passion and some of the insights. I'll address two things because clearly many of us here speaking, and I want to address the sister who talked a little bit about being disappointed in Ghana and so on and so forth. I feel what you're saying, but I think a lot of us, unfortunately, BU, FBA, BU, African, one of the things that I think cuts across for all of us is Africans and Black people, we don't like to do research. We like to just shoot from our hip. We're talking, we're emotional, we're saying all kinds of things that are not based in reality. Okay, let me just say a few things here. I am in Ghana right now. It's about midnight or something. And I am plugged into different aspects of Ghana. That's why I always come and I don't show my face because I don't want people knowing who I am. The few things I like to say for the FBA people who think that we Africans are so stupid and so dumb and we keep running to masters in Europe and all that. A lot of that is you're stuck in 1970, 1980. The revolutions that have happened in the AES and in other African countries all over did not happen overnight and they were not televised. These has been systems that are being broken over time. And I want to tell you that colonialism, neo-colonialism, these are all systems, and you dismantle systems without necessarily creating chaos. You can do things strategically. You can walk and chew gum and punch somebody on your right and do all these things and move forward. So if is moving in a certain way that you don't understand, you really need to read and find out. And there's so much out there. One, to tell you that there is nothing happening in Ghana in this particular dispensation of John Mahama that the AES, Burkina Faso, they are not aware of. Ghana has a top military man, and I'll name him because I need you. He is somebody who is public. I will name other people. Larry Bevelo, he is the special. He was appointed last year to mediate between Ghana and the AES. He's back and forth there. He talks, he implements, they strategize together. The AES knows what Ghana is doing for security. There's a reason why Benin, Nigeria, and Abidjan are all onto the side. When Mahama when he took over power, a lot of the destabilizers who were here in Ghana were all moved out. Within a month, they had to go. Now, this particular EU deal that was signed, if you look at the agreement, it's for logistics, it's for planning, but there's no foot on the ground, there's no armament. The Ghanaians were very specific. Look, you can sit here in your armchairs in the US and talk about, well, they could have done this, and terrorism is a problem. St. James will tell you, and I have done some work in Burkina Faso. The attacks on these villages, people's lives are real. So Ghana is saying that we don't want this to cross over. It's because they have intelligence that these people want to destabilize West Africa. It's only about the AES. It's about control of resources that are becoming mega. China. It's about Russia. All of those players are in there. So if you're going to say, I want to defend myself and I'm going to come to it, that can only happen if the African countries themselves can put together resources and put together a joint effort. I don't know what they have on Tinubu. I don't know what they have on that guy over there in Burkina, and certainly not Talon. These people are not coming together. If African countries came together and attack this as a regional group, Haram will not be doing what it's doing in northern Nigeria. So we do have a problem. And Ghana is saying, look, we are maintaining a certain stability, and we can talk to our brothers in the Sahel, which they are doing. And they say we can represent them. We can be a safer buffer, and also we can maintain our sovereignty as a nation, because there are issues of language. Ghana is English speaking. The other countries are French speaking. That means there's a little bit of barrier to integrating all these systems immediately, because you have francophone countries with Ghana right in the middle. You have to jump 2 countries to get to Nigeria. Guys, I speak these things because I want us to be more strategic in thinking. I want us to step back and look at Africa and say, I understand what's going on. I'm not someone who has not lived in the US. I've lived in the US for longer than I've lived in my own country. I came back here to start a company to do what Pan-Africanists do. My partners are Americans. I have Black Americans, by the way, and African Americans. They are not SBA people. We are working with Kenya. We're working with Burkina. We're working with. We're doing these things because we truly believe that in order to make change in Africa, we have to be the change, and we have to do both things. But that doesn't mean we have to put blinders on and act like little children. No, Ghana did this and Ghana did that. Ghana is a country. Ghana is not your home. It's not your parents'
Can I
backyard.
give you a quick question, please? Can I give you a
Yes,
quick
please.
question?
Sure.
So my thought is, doing Joro Rolling in 1981 when he took a coup d'état, he
Yeah.
worked with the Russian and the Cuban and the Libyans,
And the
and why
Libyans, yeah.
Ghana was a failed state. So my thought is, I don't have problem working with the Westerners, but I don't have any success story of the Russians. They work with Guinea. They had, even up to this time, they have a lot of Russians in Guinea. Guinea was a failed state, and Russians influenced the Guineans to let French go and let the French currency go and use franc Guinea, right, which was a very successful. But
Yeah,
when they
that's what is
started,
discussion.
right, so when they started writing, doing everything in Mandingo language, they let French go. It was a big setback in Guinean educational system. So my question now is, I don't have any success story of Russians. If the Ghanaians are working with the West, and at the same time the Burkinabe are working with the Russians, how can you say they're both working together? That's the part I don't understand.
See,
What is
well,
the, because
I
that's
never
more of
said
like a
to
proxy
you.
war. That's more of like a proxy
Are you
war. If
asking a question or are you telling me
Yeah,
something?
I'm
Because I
asking a
want to
question.
correct yourself.
If you say they're working
First of
in
all,
both ends, the Russians are in, majority of them are
Sarah, you have to
Wagner
be
group.
quiet to get you have
Rokoya,
to
the
get my
question is leading. The
So
question is leading. Is one
okay.
partner that is being basically what it's doing. You already telling you
no,
that
let me
the
ask my
Russians
question.
are a
Hold
Don't
on,
threat
hold on,
here.
interrupt me, please. Don't interrupt
one
me.
mic.
Okay.
CD, ask your
Question,
question.
please.
Yeah,
Ask
don't
your question.
interrupt me. So my question is, if the Russians, if the Burkinabe and the Ghanaians are working together, how can Ghana sign or deal with the West? At the same time, the Burkinabe are working with the Russians. That's the part I don't understand.
Okay,
I've not
let me
seen
tell
that
you.
working in any part of the world.
Let
What,
me tell you what the thing is. Ghana is a sovereign country. Ghana works through a special envoy. I gave you his name, a senior military
Every country is a
person,
sovereign
retired
country.
guy.
Yep.
And so that's what I'm saying. So if Ghana can be sovereign, Ghana can have its own interests and still work with the Burkina Faso regime with their own self-interest. Are you trying to tell me that the interest of France is the same as the interest of Spain? And they're all they're all in the European continent, and they're all in the European Union.
No, you're making wrong comparison. These are all
Guys,
NATO
you gotta
countries,
pass the
right?
mic, man. We're
So
waiting,
I'm
man.
talking about the
Yeah.
Russians.
Hold on, real quick. If you can answer, okay, we do gotta pass the mic. Real quick.
We're talking about the EU and we're talking about Russia. They're two separate things. Do you think there are no Russians in Ghana? Do you think they're not, just because they're not, an announcement is not being made? Please be a little bit more
You have to
savvy.
You have to clarify that.
I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead,
I'll
Elvis.
tell you what the facts are. You can go research it yourself. Ghana and Burkina Faso have a special liaison working with them right now. That's all I can tell you. And his name is Larry.
I gotta pass the mic. Go ahead, Elvis.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, Donnie. Hello to the panel and the chat. And happy Easter to all those believing Christians. Christ is risen. Amen. Look, let me say this, right? We have to understand that the Sahel states, especially Burkina Faso, is an infant democracy, right? When you look at their strategy, just my point of view,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's like people who are trying to be a pawn and think that when they align themselves with Russia, France won't mess with them, or the Western countries won't mess with them. We, like CD said, we've seen this playbook before. Russia is never going to bust a grape for you. The best thing they can give you is what they're doing for Iran right now. They'll give you intelligence, but they're not going to bring planes for you to You are fly. solidifying my point. That's what I did.
Please,
That's what I just said.
1 second, please. They're not gonna put planes in the air for you if France want to come and bomb the hell out of you. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna put warships on your shores if somebody wants to come and invade you. So Russia being there is just like, come and stay in my house, and maybe you'll make the robbers or the people that's gonna come attack me scared because you're a big guy. But really they're not gonna do anything. And second of all, when it comes to terrorism, if anybody knows the history of Russia and Chechnya,
do you have any reference to what you just said? That Russian ain't doing nothing in the Sahel? I can put the links in the chat for you.
It's not an argument. It's my time to speak.
No, it's not an argument. I'm trying to help you understand because you are leading us to the wrong way.
Can you be quiet so I can speak?
Again, no, Elvis.
Easter Sunday, we're not arguing.
Listen,
when I first came on, Russia has completely went in a different direction, have a different strategy. Their hands.
No, Adonis, you said you got people in Mali, right? You said you got people in Mali, right? Ask your people in Mali when they went towards the border of Algeria, what the Russia did for them. Ask the people in Niger when they're trying to take down the airport, what the Russia did. Don't listen to Elvis. They don't know anything.
Hey, Dave, you're not going to talk over me. When was this Algeria border?
10. Go 2014. The attack in 10.
About 2014. Come on, say James.
Now you want facts? I gave you facts.
I'll give you the Niger. I'll give you Niger, but the terrorists overran the damn airport. They got to the airport.
No, did they take the airport? Brother, did they take the airport?
But they got to the airport.
No, that's final. What matters is the end of the day. Elvis.
All right, say James. They were on the tarmac yelling Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar.
That's fine. That's fine.
I mean, come on.
That's fine. At the end of the day, when everybody went to bed in Niger, where they said they got killed. That's what matters.
Bro. Have some respect, right?
Go ahead, Elvis.
When it comes to Elvis, man, that's a make-up story, man. That's not true. Let's listen to Elvis.
When it comes to the case in point, right? Look at Syria. What is his name? What's the guy name? The dictator that left, Assad, right?
Assad.
He give Russia billions of dollars to protect him. At the end of the day, what happened? He fell. Even if you look back in the 60s and and 80s with these African countries, Mozambique, other countries that aligned themselves with Russia, what happened? They fell. Even Kwame Nkrumah in Ghana, he was a communist, Marxist kind of guy. Went to one of those communist black country, Romania, and his people, deposed him. Russia couldn't save him. The one country you can say that has some success.
To Ghana to save anybody in Ghana. What are you talking about?
1
I
second,
don't
please.
even know why these
I
guys are
mean, guys,
doing this.
why
Like,
can't you guys let me have my 2 minutes and be done?
no, because you lie too much. That's the thing.
No, you're saying the truth.
You're being too emotional. Relax, bro.
You're
My
saying the
last
truth.
point. Yeah, my last point here, I would say this, right? Look, Ghana is a stable country. They haven't been ruled. I know they had Jerry Rawlings for a while, but they haven't been ruled by a dictator for 27 years. They're not just freshly coming out of dictatorship. This is a stable country that has a strong economy, have a lot of sophisticated and educated people in their country. They've been making good decisions, obviously, by the way their country is ran. So for somebody who is just coming off the block and coming into from a dictatorship to a quick, a brief democracy back to a dictatorship, it's trying to dictate to a country like Ghana, who is sophisticated and who knows how to run a country and have a stable country for decades. It's out of place. Ghana is the teacher of those guys in the Sahel. And one link that we have to draw is that most of these terrorists come from the Sahel region. Even from northern Nigeria, all the way cutting across to Niger, go all the way across to Burkina Faso and so forth.
Again, the lies. Again, the lies.
1 second, bro. They come from that Sahel region. You'll be hard pressed to find terrorists running roughshod in the southern part of the Guinea coast. When you
have you seen the people that train
my statement, bro? Stop it.
Please go ahead.
Shout out to my Guinean brothers who are majority Muslims, but they're not engaging in terrorism. They're not terrorizing their brothers across the border.
Burkina secured Guinea back in the day. We secured Guinea.
Let me speak. I'm just wrapping up. 30 seconds. Even in Ivory Coast, where the population is about 50-50 or maybe 51% Muslim, they're not going out there and being terrorists in West Africa, especially in the southern part of West Africa.
Because they're improving the life for these people.
Donis, can I rebut for 2 minutes? Just 2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes, please.
I'll pass the mic. Let him see what he was
saying. Please. What? Just 2 minutes.
You're interrupting him. Don't interrupt.
Sure. No, please. Okay, go ahead.
Oh God, Jesus, Elvis,
you got 1 minute.
Okay. No, Donis, I don't want to go too far. I think the brother is apoplectic. Let him have his
No. You see, Donis, I hate liars who live. They live to lie. Someone like Elvis, right? He doesn't know what's going on in the Sahel. He can't even read the information that comes from the Sahel. He has to rely on lies to come on here. So when you see the AES arresting terrorists who are whites, they are not even from the Sahel, coming from the Syria region. And you sit on here and say these terrorists are coming from the Sahel. What assessment do you have to tell us they come from the Sahel? What information did you read?
From northern Nigeria to Burkina Faso to Mali?
You said not stop you. Let me finish. I don't even know you understand what the Sahel means. Maybe the Sahel to you is 3 countries. Maybe to you. That's how far your knowledge go. You don't even know the Sahel is bigger than that. But when you say Sahel, you think of 3 countries. So you gotta have to learn more about Africa because you teach me what's going on in my region. You understand? So before Ghana get to what Ghana is today, if there was no Rawlings, there wouldn't be what Ghana is experiencing right now. As a military leader, what Rawlings did in Ghana, if there was no Rawlings, Ghana wouldn't be benefiting from what they're benefiting from today because he was a military guy. So the idea that you're going to sit here and remove Rawlings and talk about democracy is really
military guy for 27 years.
Oh my God! Come on, man! You don't even know the history of Ghana. You don't know what they went through.
You had a country for 27 years. You had a military guy for 27 years. What did he do? He oppressed your people and made you flee your country. What are you talking about?
Bro, when I look at the conditioning of my people in Burkina Faso, I'm proud of what we have right now. Regardless of what you guys think of, we are going through terrorism and whatever you have in your head that you want to share with people that is not factual. I'm going to be here telling you that these are lies. If you are correct, I would say you're correct. So terrorism, right? What you guys don't understand, these foot soldiers, that's not the terrorists. Those who are committing crimes, they are people who are sent to do those crimes. The big dogs are over there. They may not look like you, Elvis. They don't look like you. We got a lot of prisoners.
So you're saying the Africans are stupid and they're controlled like puppets and they don't have their own brain to know what's right and what's wrong.
You're talking about being emotional. You're talking about emotion? What is he displaying right now? Because I'm giving him facts, he's getting hurt. Your feelings are getting hurt. We have a lot of terrorists, Elvis, that we auditions, we investigated. Based on the information, we know exactly what's going on in the Sahel. You understand? Some of these kids, even if you look at the interview we had, you look at our news, we get kids 16, 17, 15 years old being drugged to commit this attack. These are all people. We have to save them. They are not terrorists in their mind. They get used to do that. Right?
But then you're contradicting yourself. You are
No.
contradicting yourself right
No,
now.
CD, hold on.
I'm asking you.
No. When you talk about Guinea, right? No. Let me. No. When we talk about Guinea, right? Guinea is that powerful. In 2009, right? When this Camara got shot, you know who came to your country and helped you guys? You know who did that? CD, I'm asking a question. When this Camara, the Guinean president who got shot in the head, you know, and the country was who came to your country and help you?
Help who?
Blaise Compaoré. Blaise Compaoré. Blaise Compaoré. He came to your country. He became the mediator. No, CD. Hold on. He came and became the mediator of your country. You know where Daddy's Camara lived in Africa before he came back to stand trial? Burkina Faso. We fixed your problem for you. No. So we've been in West Africa, right? Bringing peace. Whether you don't like, I don't like Blaise Compaoré, right? But once in our lifetime,
Blaise was new for rebellions.
He came and mediated. He was the mediator in Guinea. He was the mediator in Guinea. You don't even know the story of your country. He was the mediator in Guinea.
Let me explain that part to you.
No. Do you agree? No. CD. Do you have that information or you don't have it?
Let me explain to you.
No. Before you go, CD, I'm asking a direct question. No. I ask you a direct question, CD. Was he the mediator or was he not?
Okay, let me explain to you what happened. Let me explain to you.
Okay, so you can't even respond and you want to talk.
Because you just lying. I just want to
explain he was the mediator. Your president lived in my country for over a decade.
Okay, let me explain to you what happened. Let me explain to you. So his chief body guy, who just died a couple of days ago, they got Tumba Jakite. He shot the president in his head.
Everybody knows that.
He was airlifted to Morocco for treatment.
Absolutely.
Right? When he was airlifted to Morocco for treatment, he couldn't come back because for some other reason, he had some charges against him because he killed a bunch of people at the stadium. Right?
Who was the mediator?
Who
was the mediator?
Let me explain to you.
Man, why you want to hide it? Why you want to hide it?
Let him speak.
Why you want to hide it though?
Let me explain to you.
Are you trying to praise Compaoré who oppressed your people for 27 years?
Hey,
that's a good guy now.
Your own president oppressed his neighbor Sierra Leone, so you have no say. Please.
So when he was shot, he was airlifted to Morocco for treatment.
Yes.
And then he was charged with war crime for the fact that he killed a lot of Fulani at the stadium when they were demonstrating against the government.
It was not only Fulani, a lot of people.
Majority.
Bro, can we hear CD, bro?
No. But I say if you lie, I'm gonna correct it.
Okay,
you're not the arbiter of truth, bro.
He was somehow
keep quiet.
Trying to charge him with war crime, so he left. He went to Burkina Faso for rescue.
Why did he go to Burkina Faso City?
Because the president that was elected, because after when he got shot, they had a free and fair election in Guinea. And the Alpha Condé won the election.
Okay.
So he wanted a peace and prosperity in Guinea. So what he did, he said, well, I'll take him to Burkina Faso, not to send him to war crime. So that's why he was in Burkina Faso protected.
Why Burkina was picked then?
I'm telling you that because Blaise Compaoré, the reason why he was sent there because Blaise Compaoré was in good relationship.
What is he trying to say, CD? That Burkina Faso was a peaceful country and it was a great country.
So
he wasn't a dictator. He wasn't oppressing his own people in Burkina Faso.
When Elvis speak, right? You see when the facts doesn't bear what he says, right?
So
Burkina was everything
on Compaoré.
Elvis,
the guy was a traitor. He killed Sankara. What are you trying to say? He's a good guy now? Is that what you're saying?
Hold on. It's good to when you listen.
What are you trying to praise Compaoré as if he's some kind of peacemaker?
There was a lot of countries. You know where he didn't go? Guinea is close to Liberia. He didn't cross the border to Liberia.
Okay, that's the reason I'm telling you right now. Let me tell you the reason why he went to Burkina Faso.
Why didn't go to Liberia?
Let me tell you the reason why.
Okay, CD, you got
we don't want that criminal in our country.
God, I'm talking. CD, you got 45 seconds. I got to pass it after.
Okay, let me tell you. Okay. So Dan is one. This guy got shot. They airlifted him to Morocco for treatment because he didn't want to leave. He killed a lot of people at the stadium. The sea military regime. He killed
a lot of people at the stadium. Not only him. A lot of people killed people.
So
Your
when his
people
bodyguard
kill
are
people.
shouting,
Hey,
yes,
hey,
that.
hey,
Let me
hey, James.
finish.
Hey, James, don't interrupt him. Go ahead, CD.
He's lying
So,
though. He's lying.
But I'm trying to hear him. CD, you got 30 seconds.
so Daniel, when his bodyguard shouting his hair, he just died a couple of days ago. They got too much Jagte. He just died a couple
They
of days
killed him.
ago.
They refused him
So
to give him
when,
medical
Oh,
treatment.
oh
golly.
my
Say
God.
James, the dude.
This is not how we argue, man. We just try to respect
You
each
did
other
the
here.
same thing to me.
Oh,
Donis, they do the
Lord.
same thing to me.
Oh, Lord Jesus, man. CD, 30 seconds.
Okay, so when the reason why they took him to Burkina Faso, the Guinean president, he wanted peace in Guinea at that time when he wanted free and fair election. So he wanted some protection for this guy. And he knew Burkina Faso was in good relationship with France, Blaise Compaoré. That's why they kept him in Burkina Faso. If he had gone to Liberia, the war crown were going to come after him. If he had gone to Ivory Coast, they were going to come after him. So the reason why he went to Burkina Faso, because Burkina Faso was a terrorist country. It was a rebel country. They were supporting all these rebellions over in West Africa. That's the reason why he went to Burkina. Burkina is a very small country that you will see Burkina rescue Guinea. Are you out of your mind? Burkina is just a rebel country. Everybody know that. If you want to recruit rebellion, you go to Burkina Faso.
Let me pass the mic to Africa. I gotta pass the mic to Africa.
He was a mediator. They failed to say that.
I gotta pass the mic to Africa.
Sure.
Go ahead, Africa.
Greetings to the panel and the chat. Dennis, brother CD, please like, share, subscribe, and support the channel. Thank you very much again for your great work, my brother Dennis. Happy Easter to the entire family. You know, for the Christian brothers, I hope you had a great one. I'm just gonna jump on where you CD just finished. Yes, majority of the people that was killed in that stadium by Musa Dadis Kamara was a Fulani, but there are other tribes like the Susu and others because, you know, Guinea is a very funny place. It's been ruled by military since independence. And we all know when Sekou Touré was killed, when he died, we had General Lansana Conte. You know, we know Sekou Touré and the Fula had a very awkward relationship, you know, based on the colonial system, how they managed to set one tribe against each other. And then he passed away. Then a Susu guy called General Lansana Conte took over power, who was the longest serving military guy in Guinea. When he came, he did exactly what the Mandinka did to the Fula. He chased the Mandinka out of Guinea as well. You know, he was marginalizing them. A lot of them ran out. And when he died, then this guy, who was Mr. Nobody, called Mr. Dadis Kamara, I think he can take power. And he came in, you know, and he killed my people in the stadium. A majority of the people who were killed were Fula and also Susu and some of the people in the western region of Guinea, but majority were Fula. So he was shot in the head by a brother from the Mandinka tribe who's like daring what he did that for, and he ran away. Sadly, I don't know why would someone say it's a rescue. You know, if in fact if Blaise Compaoré never rescued that guy, but that should have been shot by now and been killed, which I think that should have been the right thing to do, based on what he did, you know, to the people in that stadium. And at the same time, yeah. So when Doumbouya came to power, he called him back, okay, and he tried him, he put him in prison. But there was some laws that was adjusted where a former leader cannot be put into prison forever. And, you know, he have paid a heavy price for it. Put it this way, he's alive, but he probably wishes dead. And all his surrounding, he's Mr. Nobody now. He's just watching what could have been in a country, you know. And so anyway, let's move on. So that was the end of the story. It just shows
Who was the mediator? Who was the mediator in that issue?
That was no such thing as a mediator. There was no such thing as a mediator. When someone killed people in the stadium or massacred them, and then you actually went, the same guy that killed Sankara.
You said who was responsible? Who was responsible for the killing of the
Blaise Compaoré is a peacemaker to do with a despot
you're not from Guinea, bro. You're not from Guinea. I'm talking to Guineans.
My cousin is a senior military officer in Guinea right now. My cousin. My mom.
I got you.
I got you. Is a senior military officer in this government. What are you talking about?
Everything that you said, everything that you said, I corroborated. You're not saying anything that I didn't say. I'm asking you a question.
Okay.
Who was responsible for the killing at the stadium?
That is.
Thank you.
Okay. So anyway, So, and all these guys have been murdered. He might as well die. You know, he's been through a lot of fucking shit. But anyway, so yeah, so what the African American brothers were saying earlier about Africans, they're bloody right, man. Africans are just cowards. We might as well just give up.
Are you a coward?
Africans are just no, but listen, Africans only do is fight. You know, let me just finish. Stop interrupting me, please. What all we do is talk about tribal. No, listen. Just let me speak, bro. All we do.
Continue.
Well, if you think like the way these people are described,
no.
Please, then you are a coward.
Whatever is a coward, then continue your statement. Say
the current generation of Africans are bloody cowards. Let me move on.
But you're
anyway,
an African, so say I am an African, I'm a coward, and then continue.
Well, oh yeah. Listen, I don't want to hear you, bro. You're quite irritating. Sorry, man. But anyway,
I'm happy that you are talking today, and I can talk to you, right? So the idea, right? Let me ask you a question before you continue. It's part of what you're gonna say. So if I was with you, right, and I come to your country and I help destabilize your country, right, and you are the only one in ICC in the hands of the white man, right? Do you believe justice is served? Because Blaise Compaoré is still free. Based on Elvis, his white people didn't bring justice to him, but because he's still free.
Yeah, that's because your country of the upright people that don't like justice.
I'm asking,
they ain't bringing the justice. We brought our rebel president
don't get emotional, Elvis. Relax.
I'm just telling you the fact, like you like to say. We brought our rebel president to justice.
I'm talking to because his president.
And you guys, your strong Burkina bitch can't go get Blaise Compaoré and carry him to the ICC.
You see, I'm having a nice conversation with you. You see, the white man.
Don't mention my name
right?
if you don't want me to respond.
No, the white man Elvis praises didn't give him justice, right? Because they took his own president to the ICC and they left the one that is accusing of doing the very evil thing in his country. So white people didn't give you justice, right? Because it's
free. What are you talking about?
You
don't even know what you're talking about.
Look, guys.
Who did they leave that is accused doing an evil thing?
I don't want to get tangled up in the argument.
So the president is in ICC.
Yeah, that's
so let me ask you this.
So, no, they're both. Listen, Blaise Compaoré and the guy in ICC, they're all the same.
But okay, that's what I'm asking you. So the white man didn't give you justice, right? Do you accept that assessment? Because you guys took him to the white.
They didn't give you justice. Blaise Compaoré killed Sankara and killed your people. He didn't kill my people.
But we're looking for him. Are you looking for Blaise Compaoré? Are you looking for Blaise Compaoré? Is Liberia looking for Blaise Compaoré?
That's your problem.
I'm asking you.
You go catch him and carry him to the ICC.
No. Is Liberia looking for him?
You
can't. So why are you bringing it every day? Why are you bringing him every day?
I'm gonna have to start because this guy interrupts me.
No.
That's looking like a peacemaker when he's a rebel and a killer of your own people. Why are you praising that guy who killed your people?
No. I'm not praising him. I'm giving historical context. That's it. That's what I'm doing. I don't like the guy. I don't like it. But I'm giving you context. That's all I'm doing. So since you've been too emotional. Bringing all the atrocity that happened in your country, the only person that got tried by white folks is your president. The president of that country that you're accusing every day is free. I'm asking you why Liberia has all this.
Spend the rest of his life in prison.
Damn, let me finish, Elvis.
It's called justice.
Listen, I'm asking you, since you have all this evidence against the guy, I don't care if you get him. I'm asking you why Liberia don't go get him.
Against what?
Because you talk about it every day. Obviously, he's bothering you.
No, we're not worried about him, bro. That's your president. He killed more people in your country than he did in ours.
No, he's bothering you. So you bring him up every day. So obviously, he's bothering you.
And I'm telling you, he's a despot. He's not a hero. He's not a peacemaker. He's a rebel and a despot that killed your people in droves.
Guinea used him to the advantage when they needed him. So that's what happened.
So that makes him good because you didn't use him in your opinion?
Right? Instead of listening to you guys, Dennis can tap it in the chat. 09, Blaise Compaoré in Guinea. You will see everything, all the details. What he did for Guinea, all the peace deals he brokered with the parties in Guinea.
The guy he's a nobody, he's a rebel.
Supporting rebel war in over West Africa would be a peacemaker.
It's funny how people.
That's the context I'm giving you.
It's funny how people are talking about terrorists.
No.
They're happy to support people who are. Hear me out. I'm telling you, right? That's how Africa was moving back in the day. I'm not saying it was acceptable. I'm not saying it was the right thing. I'm just saying this is what Africa in the 80s and in the 90s.
Yes,
You're
that's
trying to
exactly what it
name
is.
the repetition of Compaore, who was a traitor and a treacherous man, killed his own people.
Yep.
Bro,
Right.
your president did the same thing. The president I called Samuel Doe,
James,
the president
I
I
think
called Samuel Doe in the Liberia,
it's becoming
the
very
president
uncivilized,
in
man.
Liberia that I called Samuel Doe, right?
He's
He
becoming a
did
very
way worse than
uncivilized, bro.
Compaore. If you really
He's
go
dead.
by the history.
He got his comeuppance.
Yeah.
He's got his justice.
Oh,
He got
yeah,
killed.
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So
We
what he's
got him out of
saying,
the country too.
we're not here camping for killers.
No, I'm not camping for him. We
We're
got
not
him out of
camping
the
for
country,
killers
the
and
people, not the
murderers.
military.
That's what you're doing.
Listen, let me tell you. We did it.
No.
I'm gonna land. I'll land and let you do it.
Because you
I'll
talk to
land
me,
quick.
bro. Okay, go on.
You talking about 27 years of terror, right? That means to tell you, before he came terrorize others, he terrorized us, right? So you're accepting that. So we got that for 27 years. But you know what we did in 2014? We didn't wait for the military to do that. It was not even a military coup. The civilians themselves, they went and got him removed. You see what I'm saying? So instead of you getting butthurt about things he did in your country, that's what I'm asking you. Go through the political, the judicial right.
My contention is that for my people, for your people that was killed.
Let me live.
I heard you.
All right, Alves, let me,
Thank you.
Alves, you're not the only librarian here. Saying he called me a Guinean, I'm a librarian. Let me clarify that to him. So the
All right,
reason,
CD, I'll let you finish, make it quick, and I'll come in.
Alpha Conde, your president, where does his parent come from?
I'm not a.
I'm asking Alpha Conde, where does his parent come from?
Let you speak, bro. We're very connected people. It doesn't matter. We are very related.
His parent come from Burkina Faso.
I'm not a Guinean.
So what?
Even Traore, his parents come from Guinea. Even Traore, his family from Guinea.
Exactly.
If you're president now, his family from Conakry, from Guinea.
Right. So once you have Madingo, people think that you can come from any part of West Africa. That's because the language.
Madingo, Fula, we're very spread. We're all unrelated, interrelated, intermarried. A lot of us don't even know what we got in us when it comes to those two
even Alpha Conde, do you know Alpha Conde from Burkina Faso, former Guinean president? He's from Burkina Faso.
I broke the news to you.
Yeah, he is from Burkina Faso, but he's Madingo from Burkina Faso.
Absolutely.
And
so we got history. So we got history. We got connection there.
Yes, so I'm not going to lie to you.
There's no doubt about that.
West Africa is mixed. So, but I'm a Liberian. Let me tell you that, right? But the question that you're giving to Alves, he committed a lot of crime, and it was people had testified against him. Now, he didn't even go to jail because of Liberian war. He went to war crime because of Sierra Leone war. He went and killed a lot of people in Sierra Leone. He amputated people's legs and their hands, and that's the reason why Charles don't want to war crime. It's because of Sierra Leone war. And you can go and check that.
He went through and touched that country, and that country is not to be played with. I'm sorry to say that.
The government in Liberia,
international connections.
The government in Liberia put a key point. They're handing him over to the ICC.
You cannot interrupt me anymore. I give you enough chance to interrupt me. But yeah, what I'm saying is, right, the problem we have in Africa, we can't even come together as even one region, as one people. I mean, if you look at the relationship between CD people, my people, and St. James people, right, throughout history, okay, we have intermarriages and we have subgroup and sub-tribe within one another throughout that region. The Musi, the Mandinka, the Fula, the Bambara, and all these tribes. You know, like if our elders, like the ancestors, were alive and they're looking at what's going on in that region today, they'll be ashamed of what's going on, because these tribes have been together. They had their own issues in the past. They came together. They intermarried. They built empires, and they did so many good things. Okay, and even they had even wars, to be honest, but they actually come back together in peace. But
Hey, guys, let me read these super chats real quick. African Goddess, thank you for 4,000 Naira. Gustavo, thank you for the $5 holla. Tell them, sis, they don't like to read anything, just always spewing hate on Ghana. They love the hate on Ghana. They should put their money where the mouth is. Mrs. Sandman, thank you for $4.99. The EU needs Ghana to stay poor so that you continue to borrow from them. Your debt is used as collateral to uplift their economy. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, that remind my
hold on. CD,
that is my super chat, please.
I said thank you for the $10. CD, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Can I say something?
Thank you, sir. But no, I'm speaking. You guys been interrupting me. I haven't even had a chance to speak.
I ain't said nothing in a half hour.
Okay. So all I'm trying to say to you guys, when you look at what's going on between Africa, you can see why we don't have peace. Because nobody wants to confront their own issue from their own side and say, look, I put my hands up. My tribal group are engaged in this, or we've done this in the past, or we're wrong. Let's move forward and try to build something new or moving forward. But in fact, some of our leaders are just as bad as the people. Our leaders are who we are in West Africa.
Can you give
The
names
reality,
since we are doing this? Give names. Can you give us names?
what do you mean, right?
No, you
Since we're
said
doing
some of
what?
our leaders are bad. Like, who are they? Give us 2 examples, like 3 or 2.
Most of them in
Just give
Africa,
up.
they
Yeah,
failed
since
masters.
you have a
It
long
doesn't
list,
matter.
give us a couple of
James,
them.
I don't want to go into it. But anyway,
Okay,
so the
okay.
reality, I would say the one in Nigeria is one of them. If I want to go
Yeah,
that
yeah.
far, you know.
After 30 seconds, then I gotta pass the mic. Go
Okay,
ahead.
the one in Nigeria is one of them. You don't have to go that far, and you cannot have peace in West Africa if Nigeria is in turmoil. Let's be honest. But we know for a fact, yes, we do have external interests who are actually, trying to destroy and destabilize us and divide us. This is what's going on in West Africa. It's the same thing, and it's an irony. CD. Recently, I saw if I'll go to Nigeria, the trouble in Nigeria, when you see in Josh, the attack in Josh that you recently see, where the people went and killed so many people. I saw a video 2 weeks before that where a Fulani guy and called Saliu Aliu, another guy, I don't know this name might ring the bell, something Dabo, okay, his name they Dabo, and another boy, they was killed by a bunch of local tribal groups in that region in Josh. They was killed, and the video was circulating in Nigeria saying, "Oh yeah, they got these Fulani guys, they killed them up, and this and that. It's about time they wake up." And then all of a sudden, 1 week later, I had the same group. The retaliation happened. They went and fucking killed other people in there. So these people are not reporting exactly what's going on in that Middle Belt region. They're just spreading propaganda and saying, "Oh, these guys are just going there to kill innocent people," but they're not realizing. They're not saying that they are killing some of our people and our people are retaliating based on what they're fucking going through. That's the reason why a lot of this killing is going through Nigeria. But our leaders are not coming out and say the fact. But they will say, "Oh, of course there's terrorism in Nigeria." Let's make that clear. I'm gonna come out and say that clear. There's terrorism going on.
Let me pass. I was gonna pass the mic to George.
Yeah. So,
but go ahead. Let me pass the mic to Bang. Go ahead, Bang.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. How's everybody? Can you guys hear me?
Well, hold on. George is back. Go ahead, George. Go ahead, George.
Is that my cousin Bengo?
I'm listening, right? Let me take my turn. I'm listening, and before I got cut off, I'm listening to how passionate my African brothers are speaking about their countries, right? And I respect that. And even the brother from Burkina Faso, like he was getting upset because he's speaking passionate about his country. CD speaking passionate about his. But the last time I was speaking, when I spoke about us and the things that we was fighting for, and I brought up how my grandparents, and our part of our story, and we're passionate about our story as well. I see in the comments that some of you guys disagreed with the last statement that I made when I said that our grandparents fought for you guys to come here with us so we can get our numbers up. And everybody went and disagreed. But when I'm listening to the passion that you guys got for your countries, a lot of times, man, we respect it. We just feel like you guys don't respect us and our passion of our story. And I'm sitting here learning because I never been to Burkina Faso. I know Thomas Sankara was one of my favorite African leaders, but I never been there. I don't fully know the story. So I'm listening and I'm learning. But I'm looking at how passionate, the same way. I just want you guys to understand something with this FBA thing and us going back and forth. The same way you guys are passionate about your history and your story and your country, so are we. So are we. And I'm gonna land there, but I'm keep listening to you guys break down, because I can do the studying of what's going on in Ghana and the security posts they got going on there, what they're doing in Algeria and these different places. But hearing the brother from Burkina Faso talk, I'm just listening and learning. But I just want y'all to know we're just as passionate about our story when we come to the table as well. So when you guys say, "Oh, well, no, that's not true," that's like y'all trying to tell us about our story. Like we know our story as well. So I just land there.
All right, go ahead, Bang.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, no problem, man. First of all, happy Easter to the real Christians, not the ones that are insecure Christians. I don't believe in that.
Thank you, Bang.
They could go to whatever hell Christians call.
Listen,
Thank you, Bang. Happy Easter back to you.
Christians,
the real Christians and stuff like that. This is Africa, right? When you have, let me say this real quick, right? When you have other people
Yeah.
that talk about the Fube or the Fula people or Fulani in Nigeria, there's one thing. There's about three things, right? Tell them, look at the money, right? The night, like the money itself, right? The image, the pictures of it. Who does it show? The Nigerian passport. The image is in it. They're gonna know who's their daddy. They're gonna know who's their daddy. So they could do everything they want. At the end of the day, they know who's their daddy. They know who's their
Shut up,
daddy.
man. There are Yorubas, there are Igbos on the money in Nigeria. It's not just the Fula people. What are you talking about?
No. Look at the picture.
Elvis, let him speak.
Just
Let him
ask
speak.
Dennis. Ask Dennis that that travel in Nigeria. When he look at the money, what does he see? The image, the symbol. What's that symbol come right back to? The Nigerian passport as well. That's what I got to say. But anyway, let me come to Ghana real quick, right? You see, the issue I have with this, right? Because everything I'm about to say, right, is the Ghanaian elites and then the Ghana government, right? The issue that I have with it, right? Nigerians don't go around and sell, what's that guy, Fala, right? Fala Kuta, right? As the image of the country. Ghana goes around and sell the image of who? What's this guy? I always forget his name. So-called
Nkrumah.
right? Yeah, Nkrumah. Thank you, Elvis. Nkrumah.
That's not
Ghana
true.
goes
No
around.
president ever promotes Nkrumah. No president.
Hold on, my brother. Hold on. I'm just saying what Ghana does publicly. This is facts. They have a statue of this man
facts.
too.
You're lying.
No, it is a fact.
We always complain that the government doesn't
There's a
support
statue of the man. There's a statue of the man in so-called Black Boulevard, like whatever it is, Black Star Boulevard, right? There's a facts on it. Nigeria government do not go around and sell Fala as the hero. They do not go around, do that, right? The Ghanaian government goes around and sell Nkrumah as the image.
Give
of
me
what
one
Africa
president from Ghana that did that. Which
Africa
government did that?
Fela Kuti is a musician. Nkrumah was the president of a band.
Beside even that,
which president promoted Nkrumah? Which president do you know that did what you're saying?
Oh, can I speak?
Yeah, but which president do you
Let's
know?
stop interrupting. No. Stop interrupting,
I
bro.
don't like
Stop
when Ben
interrupting.
come on because he spills Fula supremacy.
Oh, shut up, man.
It's been 3 hours. This conversation has been
Elvis, I'm not even gonna let you, bro. You know I love you, bro.
You know it's true, bro. You know it's true.
No, that's not true, bro. That's not true. I have to stop buying most of the time. You should listen.
Which
Go on.
government in Ghana has promoted Nkrumah?
That's what humans do. We fight for supremacy.
No, but which government in Ghana has promoted Nkrumah?
We fight for supremacy, man. I'm not gonna come and try to hide it. That's what we do. We fight for supremacy. The big
but we need to stop that though, Bang. Bang, we need to stop that though because we all need to form a. Okay, yeah.
Okay, no, right? So-called security deal, right? Nothing wrong with that, but it's just how they go about their business. They want to unify Africa and say Africa, we are Pan-Africans and stuff like that, right? Okay, just like I mentioned, right? Like I met about a week ago, right? How many defense packages do Ghana needs? I mean, how many countries, so-called alliance, they're going to sign some type of defense package? I mean, they signed a defense package with Ukraine.
As many as they want, Bang.
With America, they signed a defense package with the EU now.
We even got one with God and His angels.
How many defense packages they have?
Also with France. But Bang,
right?
Yeah.
But
the thing is, the only thing it's me, it's Al. The only thing I don't understand about one thing I saw online, I did said, they can sign, every of this country they should be independent. If Burkina Faso want to go to America or Russia or any country to solve their insecurity problem, I'm with that. If Ghana want to do that, so be it. Because, go on, yeah.
Let me get this right. Okay.
Yeah.
Africa is behind in basically anything, right? When you look at category, right? Okay. So if you're a conservative, right, what are you trying to do? You're trying to conserve the position that you're in, right? You're trying to maintain that position for your kids, right? So the West, the Europeans has been on top of us, right? So you understand me, right? So when you look at these countries, whatever they're trying to do, right? Even if you don't agree to or disagree with it, but at the end of the day, they are in control of their own, development wise, right? Technically, they're behind. So at the end of the day, if you're conservative, what is your goal? What is your agenda? You trying to stop that progress from going in, right? And
so you want Ghana to make things that's going to benefit other countries?
No, wait, let him finish. Yeah.
So the European Union, by their own personal agenda, which if I was them, I'll do the same thing. They try to conserve their position they're in the world. Their world, they've been on top of the world for years. You understand?
Hey, Bengo.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
What you're saying is great. what you're saying is great,
That makes
but
sense.
let's ask a question to the Ghanaian brothers. Since we share border with Ghana, my Ghanaian brothers, based on the information. No, he's gonna talk. I'm just asking you a question. Based on the information you get back from back home, how would you grade the border that we share together? Well, how you grade it?
I know you guys killed a couple of the women that came to your border.
We killed. Who's we?
It's a terrorist shit, man. Burkina Faso is a terrorist state, bro.
My man, we killed the ladies.
We just start him up again, bro. We know the reality, Elvis. Just leave it, please.
So let me see. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe
I can't hear him. His voice too low.
Have you heard have you heard the
his
people
voice
that
way
go
too
to
low? I
Burkina?
can't hear him at all.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
If it's me or it's them.
No, I know I'm taking your time.
That's
but
why
I
you
just
gotta
want
be
to
quiet so he can speak. Be quiet and speak.
Let the guy, my brother from Ghana. So
I'm saying maybe I'm wrong. I'm misinformed, right? So you educate me right now, right?
right.
Did you hear?
They were killed by terrorists. Let's get that out of the way.
Sorry.
They were killed by terrorists.
So they're not Burkina people.
I don't know their nationality. I don't know where they come from, but they were killed by terrorists.
On your land.
We take responsibility for that. We take responsibility for that. It's not hiding. I'm not saying that they came to the land, they crossed the border, came to Burkina Faso. So we take responsibility for that. Yes.
Hey, ST, can I ask you a question about this terrorist thing? Wait, any one of y'all can ask. I'll ask the African.
Sure.
Hold on, man. Can I finish my thoughts real quick, man? Because I
No. Bengo. Since he says he may be misinformed, let's use this as an opportunity. I got it. Let's use this as an opportunity to bring the facts.
No. St. James, let's be fair. This man is not misinformed. Right now, I go call in my village. I'm just playing you guys in my village. They can send me a picture. This is how powerful we could get information nowadays.
No.
When Iraq, shut down the so-called American flag jet, right? We saw concrete evidence with our own eyes, right? Before, if it was 20 years ago, it would take a long time for us to see such evidence, right? Now everybody gets it like this instantly.
Right.
So to me, I'm not here to correct Africans that don't know what's really going on. I'm not here. I'm here to support
Bang, it's Traore, it's AES. It's AES complicit in violation in visiting crime against humanity and killing innocent civilians, because that's the report I
Let me ask the question.
You sure about that?
Hey, hold on, ST. Let me ask the question. Because I heard a Ghana, I heard a guy, Ghana dude with a YouTube channel. I did a video on it last week. He was insinuating because he's against that deal that they made with EU too. He was speaking vehemently about it, and he was alluding to, and I kind of agree with this. He was alluding to that the U.S. The West, they create these
groups.
What you guys would call these terrorists? They create the terrorists. Groups. Yeah. They cause the coups. The CIA. They create these terrorists in these different places, so that way they can come in. They can come in with their security defense. So I'm asking y'all, when you guys, when we talk about these Islamic jihads and all these different groups, who's funding these people?
Right.
Where they getting their funding?
The West. I mean, did you? I'm in America, my brother, Bishop. Remember what?
That's not true. If anything, it's coming from the Middle East. If anything, it's coming from the UAE, Saudi Arabia. Those are the guys who are propagating terrorism in West Africa.
Bishop, you live in America. You remember what Rick Perry said? No, someone needs to mute.
You are agent.
Is that you, Brad? Okay. Bishop, do you remember a guy called Rick Perry? You remember a guy called Rick Perry in America? Okay. Have you remember what he said when Trump was closing down USAID in America? When Trump was getting rid of USAID, you see what he said? You see the paperwork that he showed in the. Okay. He blatantly came out. He said, "You guys want us to continue, supporting this African initiative like USAID. Do you want to know what these things are for in Africa?" And I don't know. Here we call it Parliament. I don't know if you call it a Senate or whatever over there. Okay. And everyone's like, "No." It's like this. It's going to sponsor Boko Haram terrorists. It's going to sponsor Boko Haram. So he blatantly said USAID is being used to sponsor Boko Haram. The Nigerian military service have captured so many weapons for Boko Haram and loads of things. Even the Minister of Defense of Nigeria now, General Musa, he used to be the head of the Nigerian military. He gave an interview on Al Jazeera. Okay, on Al Jazeera. Elvis, I hope you shut up and listen to this, bro. Okay, stop. And he said, "Look, we know, we've seen the badge, and we have traced the money and the people who are behind these things. Okay, and we all know." The CIA and all these Middle Eastern countries are
You
behind
guys
it.
are just trying to take away the culpability of these Muslim terrorists and blame it on the West.
Oh
Look,
God,
African Americans in this country, right? Can't nobody give them money and tell them to go blow up themselves. African Americans will never take money to go blow up themselves. It's the Muslim ideology that got those guys fighting with jihad in their hearts. It's not the white man.
CD, where they getting the funding from, CD? Where are they getting their funding from?
Can I say something real quick?
Not CD, this is Elvis. CD is not me saying that. But Elvis, I'm living in the West. I actually been I'm a non-alliance when it comes to these things, okay? I'm not a big fan of Russia. I'm not a big fan of China. I am definitely not a big fan of the Arab nations, okay? Let's make that clear. But we know.
Can I further my point?
I live in the UK.
I want to further the point.
Yeah, go on.
Because I got African brothers on here. So when we look at people like Samora Michelle, right, out of Mozambique, and we look at Patrice Lumumba or the brother from Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara, and we can basically say that these Europeans was responsible for killing a lot of most of these African leaders, right? We know that they use people. So now when we that's all I'm saying. In this conversation, we know the richest continent on the planet where the resources are. They're gonna always manipulate and use certain things for them to come back in with their military forces, like
exactly right.
So I see all this
my brother.
Smoke screen to me. It's all a smoke screen. It's these Islamic jihads, these all these different groups.
This brother know what he's talking about. Yes.
Bishop. Trump said, look at the guy who Trump invited in the White House. We all know Russia was in Syria, okay? I mean, the head of Al Qaeda, the guy that killed and massacred thousands of people in Syria.
Yes,
he was in the UK. He was in the UK also recently.
These are the European nations that.
Hey, Bishop, I got a question for you, Bishop.
How come we don't
these are. So when you come on here, right?
Yes.
When you come on here, right?
Look, I got a question. Let me ask the question, bro. Everybody ask the question. I got a question about Bishop.
Can you relax?
Let St. James ask his question, please.
Let me ask my question, bro. I'm not fighting with you, St. James.
Come on, man.
My question for you, Bishop. Would you say that 1 second, bro? Would you say that it's the white man's,
you asked that question
like it's
10,000 times.
Thing by the. Let me ask a question. Be quiet. Would you say it's the white man who's putting the guns in the hood and making the gangs, kill each other in America, or is it the black people who's taking that action on their own?
Listen. Don't even ask that dumb question.
That was a Bishop.
That's what I was trying to say too. This is a dumbass question to ask them.
We know.
I'm asking a question. Black people have agencies. They're not robots. They're not stupid. African Americans will not become terrorists because somebody gave them money to go blow themselves up.
I agree.
The Africans in Africa.
Don't forget about super chat, guys.
They have agencies.
Okay, Elvis, stop. When I start from slavery, there was nobody in colonization. Yeah, when the British colonized most African country in India, they didn't have the biggest army in the world. They didn't have the biggest military in this country. I agree. It was the local people who were happy to do the work for them. Okay, the bidding to make that successful. Okay, and this is where the African American brothers were saying earlier that how dare you African brothers can be trusted when even within your own land you're working against each other. And we have spent thousands of years with these people in our country to gain freedom and independence from them. And we actually gaining some freedom for you to come and join us to increase the level of, let me finish, the level of vote, the amount of votes or the amount of numbers, so we can work together as a team. But instead of doing that, you're working against us. And you expect to form an alliance
I hear all
You
of that,
understand what
bro.
I
The
mean?
only problem is you're
Al,
taking away the responsibility
yeah,
from the
yeah.
Muslim terrorists and trying to put on the white man. Don't do that.
Yeah,
Go
but
on.
for the
Yeah,
most
you're
part,
trying to
right,
put
Al, for the most part,
Elvis.
when you
Yeah,
come
yeah,
on here, right, for the
yeah,
most part, when you come here on here, I know you see the reality of things. You are not
yeah.
delusional like Elvis and them, right? So when you look
Right,
at, we are fighting terrorism right now. The topic is also about terrorism in the Sahel and West Africa in general, right?
right,
So when
right.
you're talking about Russia, right, you have your reason not to like Russia or love Russia. That's your personal feelings, right? But
Yeah,
when
that's
you
what me and you
see the
always had
ways,
a
that's right.
misunderstanding.
When
Other
you
than that, we always
that's
been
right.
together.
I got you. I got you. I'm not going to pin Russia against. No, we're not doing that. I'll let other guys do that.
Okay.
They have that time. When you look at the action speak for, when that action speak for itself, when you replace a leader, right? You might like Bashar, you might not like him. That's not what we're doing here. And you replace it with somebody that the very people put a bounty on his head, telling you that he's a terrorist. And next day they're shaking their heads. That's the people that you want to use to secure your border. Is that what we're doing? So I'm just asking you.
They don't care
Russia,
about what you think, bro.
I'm
They're not
asking you a question.
serving Burkina Faso
If
interest. They're
Russia,
serving Ghana's
if the
interest.
guy from Syria, if he traveled tomorrow to meet Putin, there won't be no Russia in AES. That would be the end of the story.
Can I say this too?
You understand?
Yeah, go on, Bishop. Yeah, no, I got you, Sentence. Yeah, go on, Bishop.
The reason why I brought up more on Michelle when he was murdered, because he was, he was against the apartheid in South Africa, and he was trying to help the ANC and allowing them to operate from Mozambique. And the West and the Russians got him out of there. They got him out the way. What I'm saying is, they create these people, even here in America, when the brother asked about the guns, they create the conditions. They create the conditions for them. Then they control the media. So it's not just as complex as, well, you just going to get the gun, or you just have these institutions shooting up stuff. First question you have to ask is, why is this happening? And then when you start doing your digging and research, you can find out where these countries' lifestyle is predicated on these resources. They're causing the issues, right? They keep these countries dilapidated. It's sort of the same things that they've done to our communities, and why we have the issues going on within some of our communities. But I'm bringing up these African leaders because when you see the history of these African leaders that was assassinated in Africa, ours in America, it's actually going on the same year and timeline, and it's a pattern all throughout the world.
Right. Thank you.
If you go against
brother. I mean, it's good to have a good a big IQ.
Hold on.
Yeah, sorry, Passport King. It's good to have a great IQ brother like you, Bishop George. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yes. So you're right. I'm just responding to Bishop. Then I'll pass the mic. You're spot on. Okay, this is exactly what happened. It's a pattern. And we notice that, and I am not against white people. Anyone that think I am against white people, I'm against the West. St. James, tell them, please.
I am.
I know, but St. James, tell them, because me and you.
We know you're not.
Yeah, I'm not, okay? I am not against anybody, bro. I am not against anybody. I blame my own African people for all this mess, for allowing these people to
blame the terrorists. Don't blame the white man now.
I blame the Okay, Mr. Christian, man, I love you more than the religion, okay?
It's not about the religion. It's that these guys have a certain mindset.
Yeah, I agree with you, Elvis, on that point. I blame the terrorists, and I blame... I'm not going to play this game.
You can't blame the African guy if they're scared of the West trying to kill them, if they're trying to take care of their people.
Listen, I am high IQ. I know what Elvis is playing at. I'm not going to walk into his trap. Okay, let's leave it. Okay, Elvis. I agree. I blame the terrorists. I blame the people who gave him the guns, and I blame the politicians, most of all in the country. Okay, in Western Africa that refuse to educate and develop their population to a point where outsiders can come in and use them to destroy their own nation and destroy their own people, regardless of the religion, whether they're Muslim, Christian, pagan, name it. Okay?
I'm surprised they allowed Darcus Howe to live over there in the UK. I'm surprised they didn't assassinate him during that time.
Who's that, Ben?
Darcus Howe.
Yeah, I mean, see us in the UK, we're quite resilient, man. We've been in the belly of the beast for years. Okay.
At that time, Black Power was a global phenomenon. People don't know. People don't know, and you know, I'm hardcore FBA, but I understand the history. But at that time, Black Power was everywhere. Black Power was in America. Black Power was in Trinidad. Darkest High was from Trinidad. He brought it to London. So Black Power was in Bermuda. It was in Australia. It was everywhere.
But you see,
so what I'm saying is,
like,
let me say this part. If we follow the timeline, what I'm saying is, if we follow the timeline, you can see the murder from Malcolm X, Dr. King, the guy in Kenya, the African leaders, it all happened in a 10-year span trajectory. And they was wiping out any form of Pan-African and in America and the leadership in Africa. They killed it.
If you go against the system, you will be killed.
Yeah. So this is reality. So I am against all these foreign religions that been used, you know, to divide us. Elvis, you're a good example of that.
So let me ask you a question real quick.
No, yes, brother. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
In West Africa, right? We're talking about West Africa. This whole topic is because of Ghana. But I just want to know, in West Africa, where are the terraces located?
They're everywhere
in the Sahel, in the Sahel region. In the Sahel region.
Are they in Ghana?
They're not in Ghana. Because Ghana is developed. They tried hard. They're not, because you know why? Do you know why? Because this country spend a lot of money.
We're not too sure. There was a terrorist that left Ghana. That was like 5 months ago. A known terrorist that crossed the border. He was living in Ghana and he came to perpetrate an attack in Burkina Faso. He got killed. He came from Ghana. It's not. I'm not sure if it's Ghanaian, but he was living in Ghana.
I mean, they're everywhere. If you look at the data, even if you look at the data, you can see that anywhere they go, they will capture every. St. James, she said it earlier. They will give these young kids drugs. They will give them alcohol. They will give them things that, you know, it's disgusting, bro.
Why do they take those things? Why do they take it and turn on their own?
It's because we blame the government. This is what I said earlier. If you listen to what I'm saying, my brother, you wouldn't even ask this question. I blame our leaders in the region who refuse to look after the population.
Just playing the devil's advocate here.
No, my man, for Ghana. Have you watched the documentary of Ghanaian going to fight for Russia?
Hold on.
So can you explain that? Ghana is a more developed country in the region, you know, but you still have let me learn. But you still find Ghanaians and Kenyans, right? Going to Russia to fight for Russia. Although they have the best GDP, like in their respective area, Ghana has the better GDP in West Africa behind Nigeria. You know, Kenya is doing better. But you would see right, I get it. But you see, yes, right? You see, we have the partnership with Russia. You won't find the guy, Burkinabe, Malians, and Nigerians over there in Russia fighting. That's Ghanaians and Kenyans.
Or in Haiti.
I'm just saying, money.
So what's the
greed.
point trying to make?
That's what I'm saying. Money and greed. When it comes to terrorists,
that's why fight your brothers in Haiti.
Right. They get the kids. You know, they go to certain areas in Africa, right, where the kids are lost hope in life, right. They take them, they give them money, they give them hope, they tell them if they defy jihadists, and they give them name, Sekuma Amadou, and all this BS. And they tell them to go kill these people who are not.
I'm just trying to get you guys to make me understand something. I'm going
no, you understand, but don't beat around the bushes. It happens.
A lot of these guys don't understand. And so listen, my brother, okay? Listen to me, yeah? I was brought up in a war zone. In Sierra Leone. I know what it's like.
That's what he's saying.
Let him learn.
Okay.
I'm concerned about Ghana. I'm Ghanaian. I'm not concerned about nobody else.
Right. Yeah, that's why I got us in there. You're not concerned about anybody. That's why I got us in there.
You let the brother speak, bro. Let him speak, man.
Man, shut up, man.
Shut up, man. You've been talking the whole time.
Man,
Stop running your mouth, man. Stop running your mouth, man. Take a
listening to you. Ask his dumbass questions.
You just a loudmouth liar about Burkina Faso.
You see, you know when people come on here, right? They speak on Burkina Faso. They don't speak on that BS they got going.
Yeah. That's why terrorists killing your people, and you're a Rhubarb dictator for 27 years, and you couldn't do shit about it.
What?
Shut up, man. Shut up. Let the brother talk, man. Shut up.
He's getting emotional again. Are you getting emotional again, Elvis?
Bro, you fled your country. Blaze Compaore had that boot on your neck and you had to flee Burkina Faso. What are you talking about, man?
Damn, bro.
He's getting emotional again.
People, though. Come on.
Okay, let's pass the mic. Let's pass the mic now.
No, let the Ghanaian brother speak. We listening.
No,
yeah.
like I was telling you guys, this whole thing is about Ghana and its alliance and all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's just going everywhere. Everybody got something to say. I'm saying I'm Ghanaian. I'm concerned, like, oh no, everybody themselves is more important than the next man, because you gotta preserve yourself before you can help the next person, right? If you don't have money, you can't give money.
Right.
So Ghana is concerned about Ghana, right? So right now,
are you gonna grow your own tomatoes and leave us out tomatoes?
No, hold on.
Ghana, you talking about tomatoes,
people
right?
care about tomatoes? You think that's the lifeblood of Ghana?
Man, Elvis, I'm asking.
Shut
I'm
up
talking
about
to my
tomatoes,
Ghanaian brother.
man. That's not an important
I'm talking to
commodity,
my
man. Nobody
Ghanaian
care about
brothers,
no
man.
damn tomatoes.
Man, get that. Man, shut up.
Can Ghana survive without tomatoes? Of course they can.
Elvis, give me 2 minutes with him. That's it.
Right.
Everybody,
Right.
please give me 2 minutes with St. James, right?
Please
Your
go.
tomato, you're selling your tomatoes, so we buy. You
What
can
happened?
decide not. Hold on, you can decide not to sell your tomatoes, but you're selling your tomatoes, so we
Okay.
buy, right? So
Are you coming over to pick it up? Are we bringing it to you? What would be the best course of action? Would you let us bring it to you so you can buy it, so we don't have this?
China themselves and
Right.
bring the stuff in. Then there's people that pay for the service to come to them.
Right.
It's a service. You're providing a service.
Right.
Let's
Since
not be
this,
childish and talk about foolish shit.
no, it's not about Charlie. It's about you bringing that BS that we killed your people. Right? We ain't got no freaking issue with Ghanaian killing Ghanaians. Let me bring it to you, right? Let me bring it. No. You give it. Is that your 2 minute? I'll give you a 2 minute because I would like to respond. Okay, go ahead, please.
Relax. Okay,
Yeah, go ahead. I'm very relaxed.
Yeah, someone else have to speak now.
No. Let him go. Let him land.
After 2 minutes, let him get his 2 minutes, bro.
Let him land.
Take it 2 minutes.
Let him land. Let him land.
Please let somebody else speak. You guys seem like a bunch of terrorist supporters.
Man, go, man. We're listening.
Ghana shares border with Burkina Faso, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the population in Burkina Faso that's Christian and Muslim?
That's what?
What's the population number for Islamic people in Burkina Faso?
The Muslims?
Yeah.
Group is over 60%. I would say over 60%.
It's a Muslim-ran country, right?
It's a Muslim country, technically. Yeah, it's more Muslim than any other religion.
Like you're not sure. You know, see, you guys say don't be.
What do you mean? I gave you the information.
Okay. St. James. Hang on. What's the point?
Relax yourself and shut your mouth.
No, but I'm just asking you. What's the point, bro?
Let him make a point. He's making a precept. Let him make a point.
Hold on.
Okay.
Africa. Hold
Guys, you guys are being disrespectful to this man. You love other people to speak. Let him speak.
No.
He's trying to. I know what he's trying to get at, but let me.
Yeah, let him get there. Even if you know what he's trying to get at, let him get there.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
1 more minute. Come.
Sure.
Right? So, Elvis is saying it's mostly ran by Muslim people. These terrorist people and all of that stuff, right? So your country is dominated and controlled by Islamic people.
No, we it's not like the dominated. Like you won't see that in there. We have the Muslim and the Christian. You ask me a question, I will respond. When you talk about dominate, I don't know the domination part of it. I would say
60-something, so that's the
but it's not a domination. We have 50% Christian, so it's like kind of neck and neck. It's not that far.
50% Christian in Burkina Faso.
And they're protesting. Check it out. 40 somewhere, and they're protesting.
Can someone else speak now, please?
What happened? What happened? No, I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to listen to the Ghanaian brother.
St. James. Is he
No, I'm not
Ghanaian.
He's not Ghanaian.
Okay, can I speak
No,
now?
my brother. No, I'm not on defense. Maybe that's the way I speak, but I'm not on the defensive. No, I'm not on the defensive. No, I think he's Ghanaian. He's not Ghanaian.
I'm Ghanaian.
He's on the island.
Oh,
all right, I can't. Okay, hold on. Who was talking? World Image.
That was Ghanaian brother.
Can I
World
speak,
Image?
please?
Who's talking? World Image.
Yes, sir.
All right, World Image. You got a minute. No one interrupt.
I'm just trying to have a St. James kind of give me some information. Like we share border with Burkina Faso. We hear things about Burkina, but again, me personally, I don't really know nothing. What I know is a Muslim dominated country, but he's trying to say it's not. It's 50-50. So if it's 50-50, most of the people that are doing
what do you mean by dominated?
That's what I'm trying to understand. When you say dominated, what do you really mean?
It's the dominant
Is he
religion.
Ghanaian? Where's he from?
Burkina Faso meant to have 64%
64 is not
Muslim,
domination. It's not
24%
when you
Christian.
talk, when you
How is
say
that
80,
domination?
20, 90,
64%.
20,
Please.
yes. But 60, 40 is not domination.
Okay, so what is what word?
Predominant.
So what
Predominant
If you say
word.
80, 20, 90, 10.
But this guy is going back and front. What you want to ask? Can you ask and just
Yeah,
oh
it's just
my
the way
God.
it is. Well, Image, just
It's a
hurry
waste
up,
of
man,
time,
please.
man.
Come.
Yo, relax
It's a waste
yourself.
of time.
Yeah.
Let's try, go.
It's a waste of
I
time.
think
Hold on,
it's 2
guys,
minutes, bro.
hold on. Roll image. Just you got 20 seconds. Just ask the question.
Oh
I'm just
my
trying to
God.
talk to him so he can give me, but they don't want to deal with it.
No, I gave you. I said 60 Muslims. These are information that I have. Like I don't have it. I don't know the current data, but last time when I checked, I given Islam is over 50 in Burkina Faso. Over 50. That right
so
there
if it's
is
not a
correct. Over 50.
religion, what's the
Yeah.
word should I use?
The Christian come next, over 40, and we got the
Not
Protestant.
true. Christian is only 25%. Muslim is over 64%.
Yoga.
Okay, so where is he? So where does man trying to take this conversation
similar.
to? Where?
Yeah, if you're trying to talk about, if this guy's trying to talk about religious tolerance, no, Oliver, if he's trying to talk about religious tolerance, Ghana is not one of those countries not in West Africa.
He's laying a preset. Let him lay his preset. That's how people make a cogent argument. Let him lay this preset before you make a point.
Ghanaians are one of the least tolerant people in West Africa, so you just be quiet, bro.
One second.
Hey, but it's a stable country though. They don't have terrorism in their country. So props to Ghana for that.
My brother, can I respond to you? I gave you a 2 minutes. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to respond to him.
St. James, there's no need for you to respond to him.
No. Let me respond. No, you said Ben, he said something that I respect. He said something that I respect. He said he doesn't know about the situation that is happening at the border. So that I respect that. At least he's not.
But he's Ghanaian. But at the same time, he doesn't know what's going on within his.
The guy didn't finish. All the Muslims are jumping down his throat. Pause.
No, I'm not a Muslim. I'm not Muslim.
Elvis,
I'm not Muslim.
You're playing religious games. You're trying to play.
No. The bank came here with that Islamic Fulani supremacy.
Anytime you come up here, no, it's not. Shut up. Elvis, anytime you come up here, you're trying to play this.
The guy was trying to get the demographics, the religious demographics of Burkina Faso, and St. James was trying to be disingenuous, talking about it's 50-50.
That's why
it's not 50-50. It's 64-20 Christian for the Muslims.
And it's very war-torn and it's very disturbing state. And
listen to what I'm saying. The guy asked St. James, who knows everything about Burkina Faso, what is their religious demographic? And he said it's 50-50, and that's a lie. That's a blatant lie. It's 64% Muslim, 24% Christian, and then the rest is other religion.
It's a very highly tribalistic country who fought against African American. Who came to help me out?
My only problem with you and other Muslim on the platform is you gotta try to take away the responsibility of terrorism from the African Muslim and blame the white man, and that's not true.
Elvis, quiet. Sierra Leone and Senegal and Sierra Leone are known to be the most religious tolerant countries. Yeah, you know that. I know that. Yeah, we don't have to go. Yeah.
We're not talking about religious tolerance. We're talking about terrorism here, right?
You're not. No, but listen. But it all comes down to that. We already come. You're trying to listen. You're trying to shove your narrative.
No, the guy asked a question. I'm only backing up what he said. That's not trying to do anything, bro.
Everybody out
that's your
Easter, bro.
buddies.
It's Easter. I'm not here to fight with anybody. I'm in a good mood today, so let's not
blame
go
you,
there.
right? I blame you because these are your buddies that you rely on sometimes, to do your thing. I told you Elvis and them harder.
I can agree with Al on certain things, and I disagree with him when he tries to take away the responsibility from Muslim terrorists. He knows my point. He knows where I stand on that.
Sometimes you do your best, right? You do your best, and I listen to you, right?
Thank you.
But these guys, they're not genuine when they come here. They have an agenda.
You just trying to lie and say it's 50-50 in Burkina Faso, and that's a lie.
That's why I can't take his word for he lies. He make up stuff.
Most times. He doesn't have a good character.
I want to say something, please.
Yeah, go on, Siri.
All right, so my point is, every country that dealing with Ghana, you have to be very, very careful with Ghana. You never know the true color of Ghana. Ghana is almost like the way France is. Ghana is the France of West Africa.
Chameleons.
They want to certify everybody. They want to be on both sides. You remember the lady that just came out and said that Burkina Faso.
They did take Liberian when you guys had your problem.
I can't hear the guy, man. I can't, man. Let him talk. Goodness. Go ahead.
So at the same time, she said, Burkina Faso and Ghana is working. At the same time, Ghana is working with with the West. I've not heard anything like that in my life. They're working on the other hand with NATO. At the same time, they said they're working with the Burkina Faso. Every country that deal with Ghana, you have to be very, very careful. They present themselves to be Pan-African country, but which of course is not. When Ghana was going through crisis during rolling time, Ghana was spread all over in West Africa.
Hey, somebody like
Specifically,
eating or smacking their lips. Like, can you stop whoever's doing
That's
that?
St. James. In Bushmeat.
No, I'm muted. That's Elvis.
Go ahead.
Especially, there were a lot of Ghanaians that in all over in the Ivory Coast, Liberia, all over the place. But now, when they start having sons, because all the Ghanaians flee during rolling time, they went through hell, and now their president wearing this African clothes, showing himself as Pan-African leader, which of course he's not. When Trump was deporting West African, what he did, he accepted all these people. He said, well, Ghana is a Pan-African country. We accept him because these people are our citizens. And when the people got there, he stopped them until they ran out. Gambians, Nigerian, they all left. Ghana, you have to
Nigerians
be...
are still there. What are you talking about?
They deported they were deported in Ghana. And
You're
he
still
accepted
after
them.
them. You're still trying to fight them and kick them out. You're after the Igbo people in Ghana. Stop lying in front of people. We all know what you do, bro.
So
Come on,
Ghana
shut
is
up.
always like that.
There's
When
an
they
Igbo
when
king
they
in Ghana right now.
even they make a white man a
When
chief in
you trying
Ghana.
to get rid of a tribe. I see on the internet every day, bro. You're the most xenophobic country in West Africa. Just be quiet, bro. Please.
So they even have a white
You
chief
guys are
in Ghana
lying.
right now. They make a white man a chief in Ghana. So when the Nigerian had an Igbo chief, Ghanaians were fighting over, oh, we don't want to have an Igbo chief. And now they have a white man who is a chief in Ghana. Ghana
Chief
is
of what?
now
Chief
West.
of what? Chief of what?
A chief of a village. Just check
Chief
it
of
out.
your
Check it.
chiefs.
Chief of what? What is
He's
he?
above your chiefs.
Whatever chief you guys
Slave
have over
sellers.
there.
See, that's the whole
So,
thing.
Slave
See, people
catchers.
just speak without
so
knowing
the
nothing.
only Pan-African person that was in Ghana maybe was Kwame Nkrumah. That's why he took Guinea, and that's why he named his children after Sekou Touré. Why he did not name that after Ghanaian.
They have a
Even
Ghanaian
when
last name, no?
even when Kofi
Let's see this big man.
Annan became the Secretary General, what the help that he gave to Africa? Nah, he was the most corrupt Secretary General ever. He gave a lot of contract to his kid during that Iraq war. He exploited United Nations. He became the worst, UN Secretary General ever. So when you're dealing with Ghanaians, you have to be very, very careful. They
We're
are
the
not
They're
greatest.
snakes,
Pan-African.
bro.
We're the
They're
That's the
chameleons.
fact.
I blame our ancestors. My mom is Manding. I blame Sekou Touré, my great uncle.
Where is Lewis when we need him, man? We won't take any Ghana slander, man.
Guys.
I kind of agree with you, CD, but still, Ghana is a stable country. They're a sophisticated country. Let's give them props for
It
that.
is stable. Don't get me
Elvis,
wrong.
you're out of
But
line today,
yes,
bro.
they
Go
have
on,
to be
CD.
careful with Ghana. They have
Who
to
the
be
Ghana
very,
be
very
trending
careful
right
with
now?
Ghana. They are not Pan-African country. I'm telling you right
Real
now.
image. Most of the time I'm with you, bro, but today you're out of line, bro. Seriously. I know you should say, Elvis, you need to stop this Muslim Christian talk, bro. It's very low. I expect much
Listen to
more
what
from
I'm
you.
saying. I didn't attack Muslims. I'm just saying
No,
the
I
people
don't
who
care
are
if you
doing the
attack them, but you're trying to
terrorism
set
in
one
the
religion against
region
another.
are
But they're using
Muslims.
them, though,
But every time you say
sponsored by
that
who?
these people are not the real problem, it's the West, they're funding them out. And I'm trying to tell you that nobody forced anybody to go and kill somebody if it's not their will.
That's my point. That's my point to make. That's the point I made at the beginning. I said we cannot blame the white man or the West, for us.
Okay, then we agree on that
willingly
point. So
taking-
that's it.
Yes, thank you. Okay, let's move on, please. But anyway, all I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is, right, we as Africans, we have no chance, blaming African American brothers and say, oh, then they have no right coming to America, or this and that, they're bashing them left, right, and center, and good, because we are not good for anywhere we go. We're like cancer, bro. Africans are just.
Are you a cancer in the UK right now?
Listen. Are you listening to me? Listen,
Royal Image is a account. He's an account man.
Royal Image is account. It's my people, man. Remember the account people are close to us. It's not my. I'm not gonna. But anyway,
you see, when you guys talk about Ghana, I tend to be quiet. There is nobody on this panel who know Ghana any more than Burkina Faso. Nobody.
You see, like Akan people, You see the Akan people, them. You see, out of all the groups in Ghana, is the Akan people. I'm down with them, bro. Now, if I doubt their account, they're good brothers. They're brilliant brothers. I don't doubt about
Ghanaians
that.
are useful people in our country.
Right.
They are
current
smart.
president,
They are educated people. They are
the current
bureaucrats.
president come from Kwame Nkrumah's
They
party.
add
The
they
current
add something
president.
to us in West Africa.
How
So I
come
never hit on
everybody
Ghana.
hates Ghana so much? Why? Why come everybody that come, most people?
No, Royal
No,
Image.
brother.
Royal Image. Let me
Yes,
tell you
sir.
something.
Yeah.
In this very panel, I'm Burkinabe. You know our history go way back. With the Zongo community and our people. There are certain conversation I don't want to have here because I know how deep it's gonna go. I don't want to go there. You see what I'm saying? I'm letting other people speak and I'm listening because I know why we should go that far.
right.
But at the same time, when we want to be a little critic, because most of the time when we
have
talk
to
about
accept it.
AES, most of the time when we talk about AES, there are a lot of Ghanaian brothers that come in, they throw the first rock. I'm telling you, in this very panel, they come on here, they don't like anything that AES is doing, and they spew nonsense. You know, so now don't sit here and tell us that Ghanaians are peaceful and they don't know everybody's attacking them. No, everybody's peaceful. Everybody's peaceful.
St. James, there's
When
only
it
one
comes
thing I
to
want to say
critics,
about St. James. In all
no,
fairness,
that's
there's only
fine.
one thing I want to say to you, my bro. There's only one thing I want to say to you, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes just accept critics from other people because you can learn
most of the people, when I take the criticism, most of the people that do that, they have double standards. My role here, I bring the double standards. When you talk about, like Russia, right? And Russia doesn't side with terrorism, and you got the East European nation siding with terrorism, right? You're not going to sit on here and tell me that your nation is fighting terrorism while you have them as your partners. That don't go together. But people do that here. That's what I say. I'm bringing the double standards. You know what I'm saying? You can say you hate Russia, but Russia at least, right? Russia's not going to side with no terrorism and be a partner to AES. At least for that, we're not going to agree with it, right? So those are the double standard. When I talk about it, people get emotional. When I talk about Blaise Compaoré, Elvis jumped on my throat. I never said I like the guy. He's a dictator. He killed the best president ever Burkina ever had. He run away. We kick him out. He should praise us for that. He should praise us for helping them, bringing. We got him to Ivory Coast, right? They live next to Ivory Coast. Now we weaken the guy for them. If Liberia want to get him, they can go get him because we weaken them for them, right? But he is not going to do that. He's going to keep coming on here telling us
He's
he
not
want
on our
to
radar. We don't even look at him like
We're having a
war criminal.
conversation. We did our part, right? But he's going to come on here since AES is the most talked about, one of the most talked about topic. What Elvis and them doing, they want to paint a bad image on the AES based on the past. So to let people know that these people are not trustworthy. That's what they do.
Right.
So the criticism is okay, but the agenda that some of these people have is what causes the problem for me. It's not a critic.
Is Burkina peaceful?
It's not peaceful. Burkina is not peaceful.
Burkina is not peaceful, or nor is it stable. But when we hear you talk, St. James, you would make us believe that Burkina Faso is heaven on earth.
No, my brother, listen.
It has a lot of problems. It's dealing with terrorism. You have a dictator in charge of the country. It's not something that any West African will be proud of.
Al, do you listen? When the brother from Ghana asked me a question, right? You see what Elvis is doing? He has a deeply hatred towards the people in there. So he can't help it. Every time
that, but it's not true.
The question was directed at me. My brother, you live in Ghana. That's why every Ghanaian, when they come here, Rokoya was here, asked the question. We share a border. Every time I want to check the temperature between the two, I ask my Ghanaian brother, how do you guys feel? Because I want to see the work of our people. How are we securing the border on our side?
Burkina Faso getting killed in Ghana?
Oh my God.
The Burkina Faso are not being killed in Ghana, but when Ghana go into your country, they're being killed on buses. The women are being killed. That's what the brother was telling you. Listen to what he's saying.
Elvis. Let the man finish speaking, then you can comment, please.
All right, let him finish. I'll listen to him.
Yeah, my point here.
He has a lot to say.
Yeah, I have a lot to say. The point here is that Ghana has been a peaceful and a friendly country to Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso has been an unstable country. You had uprising, you had dictators, you had people who sponsor wars in our region from Burkina Faso. Now you have a military ruler who's fighting with terrorism. And when Ghanaians leave to go across the border, when St. James tells us that the country is safe and 60% of the country is under control,
No,
and
he
you
said
leave
it's not
across
safe.
from Ghana and go buy tomatoes, and people are being killed, it's happened multiple times. Ghanaians are rightfully worried about their
It hasn't
security.
happened multiple
So when
times. It
they
didn't
take
happen multiple
actions,
times.
hold on, when they take actions to make sure that people are protected, we should applaud them for it. That's what sovereign countries do. That's the fiduciary responsibility of any responsible government to protect its people. So kudos to Ghana
Yeah,
for
I agree
doing
with
it.
that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I agree with Ghana
Okay?
for protecting it.
Let me ask you, Elby, did you write it down before you said? Did you write it down because you had a lot up your chest? Did you write other things down?
I mean, I've said what I said, bro.
Oh yeah. Okay.
My brain
Let me
is
respond.
working at a high level.
Let me respond to you. First of all, you say you don't know a lot, right? My Ghanaian brother. The only time the Ghanaian traders got killed, there was only one time. If you have another instance that happened, let me know. For me, it's only one time it happened. And the place they went, anybody in Burkina Faso that no, that place is a no. Even when I heard that they went to that area, I was like, hell no. I accept responsibility. But I'm like, nah, these people, they should have known this place is Tita. This is not a safe place.
What's there?
It's not a safe. It's not a safe place. It's been known for the Burkinabe that is not a safe place. So if our military let them go there, I will take that blame. But when I got the news, I was like, nah, these people should have known. But what I'm telling you is, right, bro, what this brother from Liberia is saying, right? You can go 1970, 1980. There were a country that was not stable. His country was part of it. They did a lot of damage to themselves in their own countries. We are not talking about it.
Yeah, Liberia
Now
did.
it is our term,
Liberia
right?
destroyed Sierra
Right.
Leone also. Remember
They
that?
destroyed
You
Sierra
came to
Leone. They
Sierra Leone
did it.
and destroy our country.
Right.
So I'm not
You
sitting
see,
here
the blame.
bashing
You
you
see,
for calling me
when you
terrorist
point fingers,
or Christian terrorist,
try.
right?
Al, he's trying to score point. I'm not on here trying to score point. That's not what I do. My brothers, the major cities in Burkina Faso are very safe. There is no terrorist attack in those major cities. Nothing. Zero. When we talk about the Sahel, you gotta know there are specific places that are labeled as stables. You see what I'm saying? You a Ghanaian, if you leave Accra and you traveling to Ouagadougou, Boboju, Lasso, Banfora, all these major cities, there is nothing. Zero. It's been that way for decades. The only terrorist attack that happened in the capital happened in 2015. It was back, 11 years ago. This was the first time we knew that we were being attacked and we secured the cities. So, like you know, in Africa, we have villages. Some villages don't even have police officers, they don't even have police stations. They don't even have
This
military.
is the problem you have in
That's the
Africa.
problem.
But it's,
You have
but
lots
this is the
of
part I don't
uncomfortable
understand about
spaces.
Ghana.
Okay.
The thing about Ghana is, I think the
Yeah.
reason why Ghana is getting along with
Yeah,
Burkina is
let's see
because
the finish. You can come in, bang. Let's see the finish. Go on,
the reason
CD.
why they're getting along with
But,
Burkina is because Ghana is benefiting more from Burkina than Ghana. Let us see the other way
No,
around.
there's Filipino people that's in Ghana too.
If Ghana was if Burkina was depending wholly on Ghana, Ghana would not be friendly with Burkina like that. But for the fact that all they eat over there is jollof rice, they love tomato and onion, and Burkina
The
supply
jollof
them
rice
all
is
these two
is
things.
not red. As we
That's
speak right now,
why.
jollof rice is looking funny in Ghana right now. It's
Yeah,
looking
that's
funny. It's
why.
not looking the way it looks before. We
Yeah,
just
that's
lifted
why.
the ban, my Ghanaian brother. We just lifted the ban again for you guys to get the
Yeah,
tomatoes.
that's why
So
they
we
are
good.
friendly with Burkina. But if Burkina
Ghana
was
people
depending
just
on them
change your
getting
diet,
tomato,
man.
they would never
Eat
be
more
friendly with Burkina.
dogun. Eat other food, man. Eat panayama. Eat something else, man. Leave
and
these
also,
guys with their
I
tomatoes.
love my Akan brothers. I love the Akan people. Honestly, they're one of my favorite. But yeah, go on,
Yeah,
bang. You were
they
saying
depend
something.
on Burkina. They know they benefiting from
Let's
Burkina
see the
Faso.
finish.
The country is
Okay.
stable. They can't plant tomato. They can't plant onion. They have to get all of these from Burkina Faso, and that's why they are friendly with Burkina. Suppose if Burkina will get
Right.
onion, tomato from Burkina,
Burkina benefit from the ports of Ghana, CD.
Let's see
Let's
the
not
finish
no, but
underplay
no,
that, CD.
the harvest. Burkina is not only depending on Ghana. They getting stuff from Ivory Coast, from Burkina, from Togo, a lot of
Every
different
country
places.
imports foods.
But
You guys are making
the
it seem like Ghana is the only one
reality is
importing.
Ghana is benefiting more from Burkina Faso
My
in
royal
terms of
image, I like that royal
agriculture
image.
value.
Royal image. Yeah, you import food, but you heavily depend on the tomatoes. Just give us that. Please,
No,
you have
no,
Bando.
Ghana, you need to wean yourself off that jollof rice, man. Stop eating jollof rice.
The Sahel, the
Eat
Sahel,
what
the
you grow.
Sahel is still a fertile land.
This
The
year in
Sahel is still a fertile land of
2026.
West
Hold on.
Africa.
Yo, it's been a
Yeah,
while. I haven't said
yeah.
that before a minute. Let me interject 2 quick points. This year, Ghana in 2026 is running a new scam. For all y'all talk about that foundational Black Americans
Yes.
and other U.S. descendants have no power. This is the newest scam that Ghana got going.
Bro, who let this Caribbean cosplaying as an FBA in, man? Where you
No,
come
leave him
from, man?
alone. You have his full right to
Let it
speak,
speak,
Elvis.
man. Let it speak. Let it speak. Let it speak, man.
No, but let the guy speak. He's saying the truth. Let him speak, man. Come on, let him speak.
And to the and Tony says Ghana have a scam. They have a scam.
Passport King, you have the mic. You have the
Let it
mic.
speak, man. Let it
Ghana
speak.
in
Let it speak, man.
2026 all of a sudden wants to have a Juneteenth celebration. What the hell does Juneteenth got to do with Ghana?
Bumbleclad. Shut up, you Jamaican. You're Jamaican. You're not
Is
FBA.
that what you fantasize about when you pleasure yourself? That I'm a Jamaican?
You're Jamaican, bro. We hear your accent, man. Stop trying to cosplay. Bumbleclad. Rascal. You're Jamaican.
We get you. Hey, guys.
Hold on. Why is Ghana all of a sudden having a Juneteenth celebration?
How much is it worth?
See how this dude talk like he's counting his words, trying to whisper. He's trying not to show his accent, but we hear it still, bro.
Okay, yo, let me Elvis, come on, man.
Oh, let me say something. Let me say
It's a
something.
cosplayer, man.
Okay, bang on after. Yeah, bang on. Yeah.
Hold on. Passport Bro is still speaking, man. He's funny. Passport Bro is funny.
Yeah,
man.
I like Passport King. It's funny. I ain't gonna lie.
Is that nothing? Okay. All right.
Hey. Royal Image is getting his feelings, man.
Elvis, I would choose FBA over you every day, bro. Elvis, I would choose the FBA over you, bro.
All right, man. No John rice for you at the Librarian telling boy. I didn't know that.
I bet Ghanaians, they love jollof rice. All their jollof rice is just tomato, bunch of tomato. If you want to eat jollof rice,
you
you
serious?
sit down and
Hey,
eat
City,
jollof rice.
man, City.
No fufu for you, city. Africa. No fufu for your girls of water for Sierra Leone. Let's know.
Are you saying? Are you
I
saying
love your
Ghana's?
pollo, you know. If your pollo is my favorite, you know. Labra pollo, man. Labra and palm wine. Labra and palm wine is the best.
Let's listen to the fake FBA talking secret. Why are you trying to hide his acting? Let him speak.
No, man, Librarians could cook, man. Librarians could cook.
All you guys.
Hello, yo,
Yeah, they can cook, bro. Labra food is good, man.
Yo, let me interject.
They do African food.
Hello, yes.
That's one nice thing Ben said about Liberian. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you.
And the Fula got some delicious cow, Ben. There you go. I gave you a compliment too.
Yo, this is for the Black Americans and the FBAs, yeah.
But and the cows in Liberia in Lofa County and Nimba County are big, you know, Elvis. I've seen some big cows in Liberia in Lofa County.
Man.
Yeah, the Mandinga people, when they do their cow, they don't cheat us, man. The Fula people, we can't trust them, man. They be starving those cows, selling them to us for $1,000, man.
Hey, Bengo, bang. You know Elvis tribe. You know his tribe.
There's a message for the
He's from the Crown tribe.
Listen to this tribal.
They are from Ivory Coast.
No, my man, Royal Image. Everything that I said about Ghana, right? That won't take away what Ghana has done for Burkina Faso. I don't want to think anything in that nature. When I talk about the tomato, I'm not saying Ghana cannot grow their own tomatoes. I'm going through facts. I'm not saying Ghana can turn their back on Burkina Faso and grow their own tomatoes and even do it better than Burkina Faso. That's not.
Let me tell you.
But the reality, we are not there right now.
Jim, do you know who planting tomato for Ghana right now? There's this African American guy. He retired. He's the one planting a huge tomato farm in Ghana right now. He realized Ghana could not plant their own tomato. So he planted a tomato farm. He's 65 years old, African American.
Is that Professor Cabon or whatever his name is? But why do you think that is? See, why can't Ghana plant their own tomatoes? They got a lot of smart people, you know. Food agriculturists. Why can't they plant their own food? Is it the terrain? Is it not arable for tomatoes?
I don't understand, but the reality is when it comes down to farming, I would give that credit to Burkina Faso.
Burkina Faso are excellent farmers. They just know how to grow tomatoes or the better tomatoes. What is the problem there? I don't get it.
That's the
You know, the
problem.
problem
That's
is
why this
people are,
African
Oh,
American
so
guy
they
was
sell it. They
asking
sell
why
it
they
cheaper
can't
in
play.
Burkina Faso. In
see
Ghana, it's more of
No, no,
the
no,
see
no,
the
no,
a
no,
high
Elvis, Elvis,
demand.
no, Elvis.
majority
This is
of
what I think, right?
the
But
food
don't
producers rely
forget,
on the
don't
Sahel for
forget,
food.
don't forget, don't forget. Some of our family member live in
Mm.
Ghana, and they came themselves to Burkina Faso and get the tomatoes back to Ghana. Some of our family members do that too. So it's
Right,
not
right.
only
So what is
Ghanaians.
it,
They are,
St.
look,
James?
You know,
Is it
the
the
Sahel
tomatoes
is
in Burkina Faso is
the
better than the ones
strong
in Ghana?
No,
it
it's
depends.
Elvis.
The
You know
seller has to say.
Elvis.
I'm sorry, the buyer has to say that because I don't know what's special about the tomatoes they love.
listen. Why we
No,
eat
No,
because
but the thing is,
their jollof rice is all
Diners,
tomato and onion.
Royal Onion is saying that it's because it's cheaper, so people go there to buy it because the price is
it,
more. You know.
Okay, look, Ghana
yeah, but
imports
you
more.
see, the Sahel
Hold
is
on,
a
hold
very
on.
fertile land.
Let
It's
Royal
easy to
Image
grow
speak,
food.
please. He's kind of low, but let him
Yeah,
speak.
bang,
Royal Image,
no,
go ahead.
bang, go on. No,
Yeah,
let Bang finish because Royal Image speak.
Let me say
Yes, cool.
something.
Yeah, bang, go on.
Passport bro, I need a favor from you, right? I need you to go to Ghana and teach Ghanaians, man, how to go there on tomatoes, man. Please, man. Please, Passport bro. They're gonna give you like 50 females,
Hey,
man.
so listen.
The females,
Hey,
the
hey,
females
hey,
gonna be
hey, listen,
the females
listen.
gonna be
It's
like
that.
all over you, massaging you
Yeah.
with
Hey,
shea
no, hey,
butter
hold on.
and
Listen,
stuff
check
like
this
that,
out,
man.
right? Hey, check this
Yeah.
out. Burkina
Yes,
Faso.
Bishop.
Hey, check
First you
this
gotta
out,
learn
right?
how to properly speak like
Well,
an
Hey,
African
yo,
Elvis,
American.
let
hold on
Bishop
for a second,
speak.
y'all.
Let
Hold on,
Bishop
check
come
this
on.
out.
Yeah, go
I'm
on,
gonna answer
Bishop.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, hold on, Africa. Let me answer this question for y'all. It says
Okay.
Burkina Faso produces more tomatoes than it consumes because its climate and infrastructure. 111 plus large dams allow extensive dry farming season, making it a primarily supplier for neighbors like Ghana. Recently, the country shifted from exporting raw tomatoes to processing them domestically to build local industrial capacity. So they got the dams that dry farming season. Yeah, so it's different. The land is different.
Right.
And again, it's cheaper.
And also the land in the Sahel. People think the Sahel is just a dust. Most of our food, the Sahel is one of the most fertile land to grow food.
Why you guys
It's
ignoring the
easy for
fact that it's
agriculture.
cheaper to buy from Burkina?
No, but
Why you guys
it's
ignoring
just
that
Because
fact?
it's cheaper to buy because they
it's
produce
easier.
more.
It's
They
They
cheaper
produce
produce a
more.
lot of it. They
Yeah,
produce
and
a lot of it,
they just have better farming science than other Africans, which is good. That's a problem
and
to
also
Burkina
they
Faso.
have the fertile
They're
land.
good
They have the
farmers.
fertile land for it. The land is fertile for it. The Sahel is a
And
very
the rice
fertile
we
land
grow
for
in
food.
Ghana is even more
It's not
expensive
just a
than
dust.
imported rice. So everybody get
Uh,
to import. You guys
you know what?
are
Let's not fight over whose country is best. We all are good. We're all good at something. Yeah, we're all good at something.
Yeah, well, a lot of talents. But where's Lewis,
Yeah.
man? Where's Lewis when we need him?
If you look at it, maybe we get
No,
we
not
get a, we
Elvis, man.
get
Elvis, man. No Lewis, man. No Lewis. No Lewis, man. Do not
we
bring Lewis up
no
here.
we get a lot of maybe we get a lot of cocoa from Ghana. We don't know. I never checked, but that's possible. We
No,
got
they
coffee.
do. Ghana and Ivory Coast are the biggest in there.
No,
You know.
the
Do you get
Burkina
a lot
Faso
of
only get shit
professors and teachers from
Let me
Ghana that
tell
comes
you,
over to Burkina Faso and teach?
Burkina don't get anything from
Because of the Anglophone system, we
from
don't
Ghana.
have. Because of the Anglophone system,
Okay.
we don't have a lot of teachers.
So
Yeah,
are you
but
guys gonna
Burkina
give up
Faso, go
French?
back in the day.
Are you guys gonna stop speaking French, or are you guys gonna keep French?
What do you mean?
Are you guys gonna
Since you're
keep it?
cutting ties with the French, are you going to keep
French
that
is no
language?
longer the official language in Burkina Faso. You know that, right?
Yeah, they just
Saying, are you
announced
guys
it.
gonna
Yeah,
stop
that's a
speaking
fact.
But what do most people speak?
You speak
indigenous
whatever
language?
you want. Your language, if you're good at your speaking only your language, you're good. You can go to any office and you can speak that. You
Hey,
don't
So
have
in
to
your
speak
parliament,
French.
what are you guys writing? In
hey,
parliament,
ST.
what
Hey,
language?
We write in French. Same in Ghana, you write in English.
Yeah, but
Hey,
we
my
don't say
brother
God
from
want us to
Burkina
do in
Faso.
English.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Is this the same thing that basically Thomas Sankara was doing before he was murdered?
The brother's doing way
Yes.
greater than Sankara, man.
The
Sankara
reason
didn't get to implement
he
everything,
didn't
but
get a
this
chance
guy is
to.
on track.
He didn't get a chance to because he
Yes.
basically shut down the country and said we got to create our own things too domestically. And I remember he instituted that rule
Mhm.
that the men wasn't allowed to hit their women no more. They was mad at
Oh
him.
no, we don't
No,
do
that was a
we
law,
don't no, we don't do it. We don't.
bro. That was a law though.
I
That
know.
was
I get you. No, I'm agreeing with you. Like no,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was a lot. But I'm gonna tell you, he got it. What happened was he when I read the story about him, he was saying like we got to produce our own stuff, but a lot of the leadership still wanted to drive in the Benzes. They still wanted the Western shit, and he was trying
Right.
to tell them,
He set the foundation, didn't he?
To
add to what you are saying, right? We are in the Sahel, and all the coastal land like Ghana, Ivory Coast, they never fed us in
Right.
terms of food. They never fed us. We have the least arable land in the Sahel, but we managed to feed ourselves. This has always been our policy. You know what I'm saying? We have the farmers, we have the know-how, we have the human capacity.
Burkina don't eat that good, don't lie.
Bro, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's your taste. That's your personal taste. I don't know.
What do you say? What do you say, Roy?
You said we don't eat that good. I don't know what you mean by that. But we don't listen. We don't import. We don't import from the coastal lands. No. We don't import. If you look at it historically, we don't import from the coastal lands. We don't. No. I mean, come on, man. Come on. These are cheap shots, man. Can you up your shots, man?
You guys know the truth.
Can you up your shot? The only food I like in Ghana is wache. That's it.
What? Anyway, guys, let me just come in and then I'm out. Yeah?
What's up with that?
In all fairness, Ghana have a very strong diaspora. That's one thing you can't take away from them. Their diaspora.
Have you seen the Ghanaians?
Hey, guys, I got to read these super chats. Then we got to close out. Let's see here. Here we go. Flavors of the continent 7195. Thank you for Holla. When it comes to religious tolerance, Ghana is definitely number one. Christians and Muslims do live together and marry each other, and this is facts. I gotta say, Sierra Leone.
Facts.
Hex GP. Thank you for happy to the real Christians. Dynasty have only Southeast Africans only, so we can see the difference in how they talk about the regions. Flavors of the continent 7195. Thank you for Holla. Ghana still provides Burkina Faso electricity and has given them a whole section of their seaport. These people are ungrateful.
That's a lie.
No, we are grateful. We are grateful for that. Come on.
It's your own Black Americans celebrating that. Hypocrisy finder $1.99 Holla. Ghanaians don't even know what Juneteenth is. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. Until next time, family. Dynasty Search for Real Peace.
Thank you.